And we're getting set. Larry Williams, of course, a familiar name to those of you in Scuba, Mississippi, the former defensive line coach for Buddy Stevens. 15 minutes have been put on the scoreboard. We are set for the opening kick. Is out deep to receive for EMCC. Kick returners for the Lions will be Kurt Merritt and Mike Williams as they stand to the right. And coming up to kick this football off is going to be Spencer Cole. He gets his foot into it, his left foot, and it's going to be a sidewinder that's going to go into the back of the end zone, and it's not returnable. And EMCC will start at their own 25, moving right to left on a blustery, cool afternoon, but the sun is shining here in Raymond, Mississippi.
Hinds taking advantage of the wind there, Jason, kicking from the clock as we see the American flag just stiff in the breeze. There is a good breeze going on right now, but that could be a little bit of a factor in the kicking game for both teams.
Here comes Lindsey Scott Jr. He'll be in the shotgun with Tyrell Price flanked to his left. Twin wide receivers to the right. That's the top of the field. Here's the snap, handoff to Tyrell Price. He's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield for a loss of about 2 yards back at the 23-yard line, trying to go around the right side, and that left side of that defensive front came firing through. Umstead Sanders out of St. Port Joe, Florida, is going to make the tackle, and EMCC's in a second down and long situation, 2nd and 12 to be exact. Shotgun formation, receiver flanked on either side of the formation. Here's the snap. They're going to leave it with Tyrell Price, go straight up the middle, and there's maroon jerseys everywhere, but Price is going to be able to get about 3 or 4 yards on the carry this time, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8. Darren Peterson Jr. will make the tackle. He was able to get those 2 yards back and then some as he goes straight up the middle. I don't know how he was able to get much past the original line of scrimmage, Glenn. 3-man front for Hinds, a rush end here on the right side. Here's the snap to Lindsey Scott, play action, all day to throw. Slides a little bit to his left, now goes back to his right. He's going to be hit, and he is going to be sacked back at the 21-yard line, and Hinds comes up big on 3rd down there, and EMCC is going to have to punt it away. And coming up with a big sack for the Hinds Eagles, Umstead Sanders. He's had 2 tackles for loss on this one defensive series.
Yeah, that defensive line of Hinds has been impressive here early on that first series. Also, that sack right there, I would credit to the secondary of Hinds as they doubled up every wide receiver out there and took away every outlet for Lindsey Scott.
He only lost a yard. Forward progress stopped at the 24. Back deep to punt, Grayson Pontius, averaging 37 yards per kick. Back deep to receive is Jeremiah Doss, but this punt is going to land at the 50, and Doss got away from it, and EMCC is going to down it there. So the Lions will now have to defend 50 yards of their turf as Hinds will get great field position to start this contest offensively for the Eagles. And their quarterback comes out now. It's Tylen Morton, 6'4", 200-pound freshman from Griffin, Georgia. And Tylen so far this season in 7 games, 81 of 138 for 1,033 yards.
That was a 26-yard punt right there. Grayson Pontius, not his best effort.
Scott's going to take the handoff, and he goes straight up the middle, and the tailback's going to get down to the 48-yard line, and that's going to be a 2-yard first down carry. So that'll bring up now 2nd down and 8. And Cole Baker will make the stop from his defensive tackle position. No score here in Raymond, Mississippi. 13:03 to go, first quarter. We're just underway. 2 minutes into the game. Twin receivers either side. Ball placed middle of the field. It's a 2nd down and 8 from the EMCC 48-yard line. Moore with the snap. He's going to leave it again with Scott. Scott tries to dance around near side. Scott's going to break a couple of tackles, gets inside the 40. He's going to walk out of bounds around the 35-yard line. That's enough for a first down. And EMCC just lost Scott there around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they had him right there at the line of scrimmage, was unable to corral him there as he was able to get around the end and break loose and get the first down for Hinds.
Ball placed near hash at the Lion 35. The snap to Moore is going to leave it with Scott. He goes around left side, goes backwards. They miss a couple of tackles, and he's going to walk out of bounds somewhere inside the 35 around the 34-yard line. So he went about 20 yards to get one as he was backpedaling just a little bit, trying to avoid that right side of the EMCC defense, and a couple of missed tackles there, Glenn. And that's something Buddy Stevens has said has been a concern.
Yeah, as we've talked about all year long, as the Lions had an opportunity to get him in the backfield, had an opportunity for about a 5-yard loss, but just was unable to wrap him up, and he got loose.
Trips near side, wide side of the field, ball left hash. Snapped them the 34 of the Lions for the Eagles, and they're going to tackle him at the line of scrimmage as he tries to come around near side, and that's Scott again. Devontae Scott is listed as the number 2 tailback. He is out of Scuba, Mississippi, 5'11", 185. Scott on the season with 610 yards rushing on 82 carries. Making the tackle, Emmanuel Bridges.
Yeah, Emmanuel did a good job right there filling the gap and coming in and making the tackle right there. We've seen him make a couple of tackles already early as he is playing from sideline to sideline.
Ball near Hirsch this time. The snap from the 34 of the Lions. Backpedaling, throwing it over the middle. Has a man open, caught inside the 20-15, spins off a tackler inside the 10. And that is EMCC giving up the first down again and making the receptions to Michael Harris, a 5'10", 180-pound receiver from Vicksburg, Mississippi. So it'll be a first down and goal to go.
Free safety got caught peeking in the backfield right there, Jason, and the wide receiver was able to get behind him.
Here's the snap to Moore, and he's going to fake the give to Scott. Goes around left side, splits 2 defenders, and he's going to be tackled inside the 5 as he gets down to the 4-yard line. And that'll bring up a second and goal to go from the 4.
Hinds knocking on the door as they are on the 4-yard line.
They go trips left again, single receiver near side. The snap from the middle of the field at the 4 of EMCC, and diving towards the goal line near side and into the end zone is Scott. Devonta Scott will score it from 4 yards out as he comes around the right end, and EMCC trails 6-0, pinning the PAT.
Yeah, right there, Jason. I got to point out the Hinds offensive lineman, number 75, John Dale. He's out of Scuba's backyard, Kemper County. He just did an outstanding job setting the edge and allowing the running back to get through there. And East Mississippi was unable to make the tackle.
Snap back, and the hole was mishandled for a moment, but it's going to be a field goal, or PAT. It's actually going to be missed. I can't see it for this big old bar that's in the way of me here, but he does miss the field goal as Spencer Cole kicks it with his left foot, and it was a bobbled snap, and thought it was recovered. The holder is John Hightower, and Hightower couldn't, I guess, get the laces out properly, and we're going to keep it right here because Hinds is out ready to kick this football off. We'll pay some bills at the next opportunity. 10:41 to go here in the first quarter. It's 6-0. Hinds with the lead, and that's a small victory there for EMCC defensively.
Yes, it is, Jason. Let's see how they answer, though. Defense was kind of given a short field for them to work with, only having to go 50 yards to pay dirt. However, Hinds was able to do that. But the offense has to get going here early.
Spencer Cole is going to come upon this football and kick it from left to right. EMCC's returners are back deep. Here's another sidewinding kick. It's going to angle near side. Kirk Merritt fields it over his shoulder in the end zone with his back to the kick team for Hinds, and he just goes to his knee as he turns around, and EMCC will have it first down and 10 to go from their own 25 once again. Offensively, EMCC on their first series, what were they doing wrong that made them have a 3-and-out?
Well, just didn't block well on first and second down and got themselves in a little bit of a bind. And then third down, it was obvious passing down in which Hinds just doubled up every wide receiver. And
here's the snap to Lindsey Scott with twins either side of the formation. They're going to hand it off, and going straight up the middle is going to be EMCC's tailback, Tyrell Price. Price gets a yard up to the 26-yard line. DeMarcus Frazier will make the stop along with Sanders. Second down and 9 to go. Ball placed middle of the field. Twin receivers either side. Here's the snap to Scott in the shotgun. Fires it near side. Almost picked off at the 30-yard line at the numbers near side. In on defense that time for Hinds is Isaiah Latham as he stood in front of Drummond and almost took it away from Drummond. Drummond kind of had to act as a defender there as well around the 30-yard line.
Lindsey kind of locked on his wide receiver right there. Everybody knew where he was going and allowed the corner to just sit on that hitch route.
3rd and 9 from their own 26. Pocket collapses, fires it underneath and throws it behind Kirk Merritt, who was coming to the near side on his route. Threw it behind the middle of the field. It's incomplete, and EMCC is going to have to kick it away again on 4th down and 9 from their own 26. And the clock with 10:10 to go here in the first quarter.
He's got to throw him something he can handle right there. It was a little bit behind him, but he also threw him a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. So it's kind of hard to catch that when you're only 5 yards away trying to hit that underneath cross.
Grayson Pontius, 5 punts for 187 yards coming in, averaging 37 point yards per kick. And Doss is back deep to receive, and he's just going to call for the fair catch as the ball lands in his hands at the 40-yard line, middle of the field. So another great starting field position. A 50-yard scoring drive to start, and if they score here, would have 60 yards to their credit. So another great starting field position for the Eagles with 10:02 to go first quarter. EMCC trails 6-0. Now defensively, what did EMCC not do well on their first defensive series?
What, tackle? They had opportunities to have some tackles for losses and just not wrapping up, and allows them to make the big runs.
Trips near side. Here's the snap, inside handoff. Moore is going to hand it off to DeMichael Harris, and Harris is going to get it out across the 42 up to about the 43-yard line. So it's going to be a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up now 2nd down and 7. Making the tackle for the Lions, Cole Baker. He has a couple of tackles so far here early first quarter. We've ticked under 10 minutes to play first quarter, 6-0. EMCC trails. Ball left hash. Snap from the 43 of Hinds. They hand it off to Harris again. Harris is going to be bottled up, and he is going to gain, or actually lose yardage, I beg your pardon, back near the 41-yard line. So he's going to lose 2.5, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long. Aaron Boatwright, who's the sack leader for EMCC, is going to make the tackle. So another tackle for loss for this EMCC defense, and this time EMCC doing a better job wrapping up and tackling, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long situation for the Eagles.
And here's where they've got to come through. They've got to get off the field on 3rd down. You can't allow 3rd downs to get away from you.
Twin receivers either side, ball middle of the field. The snap from the 41, looking left, now sliding left and holding on to his jerseys in EMCC defenders. He throws it downfield, left side, incomplete. EMCC dove in there trying to make an interception. A couple of guys in on defense that time for the Lions.
Good coverage right there by the secondary. Also an outstanding job flushing them out of the pocket, flushing the quarterback out of the pocket. Defense did an outstanding job on that, forcing that 3 and out. Now the opportunity for special teams right here. If Kurt Merritt gets a decent returnable punt, he can make something special happen on special teams.
Ty Williams and Joseph Anderson in on defense. Spencer Cole's going to punt this football away. Spencer Cole averages 40 yards per kick. He gets his foot into it. Merritt's going to let it go past him. And it's going to roll inside the 20, inside the 15, and it's going to roll dead at the 3-yard line. Not certain exactly what Kurt Merritt was doing there on that punt return. He just watched it sail past him. It was only about 5 yards away from him, and now Hinds has pinned EMCC deep inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, right there, Merritt's got to go up and just fair catch that ball. That way it doesn't take the Eagle bounce and get inside the 10-yard line. Just unfortunate right there, just a mental error right there. Now East Mississippi's got their backs against the wall starting on the 6-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to say the ball was touched at the 6. Lindsey Scott of the shotgun takes a snap, quarterback run to the right, and he is going to be bottled up after about a 2-yard gain up to about the 7-yard line, or 8. It depends on the spot. Yeah, it's going to be the 8-yard line. So it will be a gain of 2 for Lindsey Scott around right in. So it's going to bring up now a 2nd down and 8 situation. Darren Peterson Jr. will make the tackle for the Eagles.
Lindsey Scott just going with the old student body right there, getting behind the mass of humanity. Picks up 2 or 3 yards to bring up 2nd down.
8:05, 8:04, clock rolling first quarter. Snap, looking near side, now keeping it himself, going straight up the middle, and he's going to be tackled, and he's going to get up to about the 9-yard line, so a gain of 1 for Lindsey Scott. He's gained all 3 yards on this drive, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 situation from their own 9-yard line, making the tackle Umstead Sanders. Boy, we've called out Umstead's name an awful lot this morning so far, or this afternoon, I should say. So 3rd down and 7 from their own 9. Ball right hash. Lindsey Scott back to pass. Pocket collapses, flushed out of the pocket to the right, running, cutting up the numbers, and he's going to have enough for the first down. Full on his feet across the 20 and up near the 25-yard line. Great run by Lindsey Scott Jr., and he has had 3 straight rushing attempts, and he's gotten a first down and took 3rd down to get that one, and making the tackle Byron Dwayne Galvin. EMCC ready to snap it on 1st down at their own 25. They're going to leave it with Tyrell Price, and he goes around the right side, and he's going to have enough for the first down as he gets out across the 35-yard line. Goes out of bounds exactly at the 35, and EMCC with a 10-yard run from Tyrell Price.
Price did an outstanding job, or actually the offensive line did an outstanding job reaching their blocks right there and setting the edge so Price could get outside.
EMCC now taking their time on 2nd down and 1. Actually goes out at the 34. Lindsey Scott's going to keep it himself, come around the near side, gets out across the 40 as he's running through Hinds Eagles and just weaving in and out. He gets out across the 40 up to about the 43, so it's another 1st down for EMCC. Orlando Brown will knock him off his feet.
East Mississippi will go with a NASCAR pace right here as they've got something good going offensively.
Got that rhythm going, and that's what makes this offense successful, is getting in rhythm. Trips right, one receiver near side, ball near hash at the 43, their own 43. Lindsey Scott races his right leg, hands it off to Tyrell Price, has room up the middle, it's a 1st down and more, breaking free, and he gets inside the 40 down to about the 35 of the Eagles, and 3 straight 1st downs. Jadarius Payne will get him from behind as Tyrell Price, I thought for a moment, might break free and go to the end zone.
He did a good job right there, Jason, going right up the middle, but it's a numbers game. Just not enough men in the box, so you run the football.
Trips right again, one receiver near side. Lindsey Scott looking right sideline, now shifts it to the right, and he's going to fire it towards the right sideline, and it's incomplete. Coming back for the football at the 20 is his intended receiver, I think Daniel Kroll Jr. He's holding his lower back now as he comes out, and Rogers is going to come in his stead, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 35 of the Hinds Eagles for EMCC. It's the first time the Lions have been in Eagle territory this afternoon, with 6:14 on the clock, 1st quarter. It's 6-0 Hinds. Waiting the snap from the number 5 Lions. Scott, screen pass right side. Kirk Merritt made something happen here as he spins free in the backfield, gets out inside the 30, and he's going to be somewhere near the 27 when he goes out of bounds. He's going to be short of the 1st down, but he made something out of nothing there because Hinds sniffed that screen pass out to the right side.
Absolutely. That was just the athleticism of Kirk Merritt taking over as he caught the football and spun to the outside and hit that far sideline. 3rd down and 2.
Dabney forces him out of bounds over on the right side. Tyrell Price, right side carry, and he cuts downfield. He's going to have the 1st down and more. He gets inside the 20 this time, down to about the 18-yard line.
Price getting on the edge, and East Mississippi, they've got that running game going right now as it's just a matter of numbers. They're counting Eagles in the box right there, and there's not enough in there, so they're going to run the football.
Antonio James for the tackle. Here's the snap, and Tyrell Price goes straight up the gut between the tackles. He's going to get inside the 10. There is a flag on the field, and the EMCC coaches to our left was screaming and begging for the flag, and not certain exactly what they're calling for there. I missed it.
Probably going to be a substitution violation, if I was guessing there, Jason, against the Eagles.
Devion Ball will make the tackle for Hinds, and at the moment, it stands at 2nd down and short, just inside the 10-yard line. But the penalty flag rests between the numbers and the sideline, near side at about the 13-yard line. The White Hats making his call now, and it is against Hinds. It will be a 1st down EMCC, so it'll be a 1st and goal situation for the Lions, moving from right to left if you're looking at your radios. 5:25 left 1st quarter. 6-0. The Eagles on top here in Raymond, Mississippi, on a sun-soaked but temperature of 55 degrees for the high, and when that wind gets to blowing, it feels like it's in the 40s. It can get pretty chilly.
Cool fall day.
And that's what we've been begging for, so we really certainly can't complain. And I don't know what it looks as if EMCC is going to decline the penalty. So the penalty would not give them, obviously, the yardage that they have now. So Scott takes the snap from the 8, goes around the right side, gets inside the 5, stays on his feet to the goal line, touchdown. Lindsey Scott Jr. with a great drive and doing it mostly with his legs on this drive, Glenn.
Yeah, Lindsey Scott Jr. just going on the right side, student body to the right. That's what they ran. Everybody zones to the right and reaches to the right, and he's able to get to that outside edge, makes a man miss, and ducks inside for the end zone and gets the touchdown. Lions bring it 6-6, pinning the extra point by Taylor Crabtree.
It's his 6th rushing touchdown of the season for the quarterback from Destrehan, Louisiana, or Zachary, Louisiana, I should say. Merritt's from Destrehan. The snap back from Wood to Boykin, and the kick by Taylor Crabtree, I beg your pardon, is through the uprights and good. Taylor Crabtree has given EMCC the lead with that PAT. He's 49-49 this season, 7-6 with 5:14 to go 1st quarter. Back in 30 seconds to Raymond. This is the EMCC Football Network. finding some momentum. That drive started just a moment ago at the 6-yard line, so EMCC went 94 yards to the house on that drive, capped by an 8-yard touchdown run to the right by Lindsey Scott Jr.
Got to point out, though, the side judge got some excellent distance on that flag when he threw it. That was nice. Really did.
Yeah. It's got an arm on it.
Into the wind.
Twins near side, a single receiver to the far. H-back lined up behind the right. Here's the snap in the shotgun to the quarterback, and they pitch it near side to Scott, and he's going to be tackled for a loss inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. And we have a new quarterback out there, Eric Clark, who took the snap. Dwayne Pickett Jr. will make the tackle for loss, and they lose some 6 yards on the play back to the 14.
Eric Clark's the Kemper County quarterback from last year that came down out of Scuba's backyard.
Yeah, and there's also Devonta Scott, who's from Scuba, Mississippi. Ball's going to be placed on the near hash at their own 14. Here's the snap to Clark. Fakes the pitch to Scott's going to keep it himself around the left side. Still on his feet, but he can't get back to the 20-yard line. He's going to be tackled around the 19. And so Ty Williams is going to come up from his secondary position to make the tackle. So it's going to be a gain of about 5 on the play. I'm going to say slip down at the 18-yard line. So gain of roughly 4 or 5 yards.
Tyree Evans did a great job of shedding his blocker and getting to the quarterback, Clark.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12 situation. Snap from the left hash, and he throws it on a fade pattern left sideline, but we have whistles. We have a penalty flag beforehand. And the penalty flag is thrown by the side judge here near side. So with 3:49 to go in the first quarter, we stand at 7-6 EMCC on top in this top 10 battle with Hinds. It's going to be an offsides on EMCC. It's not going to be enough for the first down for Hinds. It will be another 3rd down, but they're going to move them 5 yards closer. So it will be a 3rd down and 7 situation instead of 3rd and 12. Yeah, you're blocked by a big beam as well here in the press box. It's a nice press box, just there's not some sight lines or
blind spots.
Blind spots. Trips near side, the snap from the 22-yard line and thrown underneath, and it's caught, missed tackle across the 30, 35, up around the 40 at the numbers, and finally going down around the 46, and making the reception, Stephen Guidry Jr., the 6'4", 190-pound receiver, who's a sophomore and Mississippi State commit, gives a huge first down to Hinds. And it was just a missed tackle on that underneath pattern on the crossing route. And it's a first down from their own 46. Ball near hash. Twin receivers either side. Low snap at the knees. Picked up by Clark. He's going to hand it off to Scott. Scott tries to come around near side. And he's going to get a yard up to about the 47-yard line before he's tackled between the sideline and numbers. Joseph Anderson will make the tackle for EMCC. 3:05 to go first quarter. Clock rolling. 7-6 EMCC on top here in this October afternoon contest in Raymond. Gene Murphy Field at Joe Renfro Stadium. Both touchdowns in this game have been on the ground. And both touchdowns have been by young men by the last name of Scott. So 2nd down and 8 to go now. Got about 1.5 yards, so we'll call it 2nd down and 8 officially. Twin receivers either side. Ball placed near hash. Moore's back in at quarterback, will take the snap. Back to pass, looking, fires it near side. It's broken up at the midfield line. Actually, it was Clark still out there, beg your pardon. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and 8 situation from the 47.5-yard line.
That was Tyree Evans again on the pass breakup from his linebacker position. Just an outstanding job of being where he was supposed to be and getting his hand in there to knock the pass away. Brings up 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, check it. That's 3rd down now, not 4th. I beg your pardon. 2:25 to go first quarter. Clark with a snap, has plenty of time to throw. Throws underneath the Guidry. He catches it. First down, and Moore goes for the sideline, far side, inside the 40, and now pushed out of bounds inside the 35 at the 33-yard line. And that underneath route has worked so far on this drive.
Yeah, we've seen that. It's not anything new. It's something that teams have been able to throw at will against us pretty much all year long, especially ICC did it, and Hinds obviously got that film as they've gone to that crossing route twice already early in this ball game and has been able to make a big play there.
2 big 3rd down catches by Stephen Guidry Jr. here on this drive. First down and 10 to go inside Lion territory down to the 33. Shotgun formation for Clark. Will take the snap and in motion from far side to near. He tosses it to his receiver, who is going to be pushed out of bounds somewhere around the 32-yard line. And it looks as if the receiver is going to be DeMarcus Frazier. Frazier is going to get maybe a yard down to about the 32-yard line. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 situation.
Dwayne Pickett Jr. did an outstanding job of maintaining outside leverage right there and forcing that. It's a stretch play is what it is, to the sideline and not allowing him to get over the top.
Twin receivers either side. Wide side of the field is to the left. Moving from left to right is Hinds. It's going to be a 3-man front for EMCC. Actually, make that a 4-man front, I beg your pardon. And here's the snap. They're going to fake the give to Scott. Going straight up the middle is Clark. He might get a yard down to the 31 as he ran down the near seam. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long situation. Making the tackle is going to be Tyree Evans. And also Emmanuel Bridges. Clock rolling. 53 seconds left in the first quarter. 7-6 EMCC on top. Hinds with a 3rd down and long situation down to the 31 of EMCC.
Big 3rd down play. Got to get off the field on 3rd down, Jason.
Would be a 48-yard field goal if they can't convert here. Plenty of time to throw. Clark throws it, though, on his check down near side to the 25-yard line here at the near sideline. Scott's going to catch it, check it. It's going to be the 26. So he's going to be short of the 1st down. So it'll be a 43-yard attempt if they choose to kick the field goal. Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, I would imagine they would go for it after missing an extra point. A 43-yard field goal could be a bit of an adventure.
And it depends on the wind. The wind, though, is at the back.
Are they going to let the clock probably run out?
They might. 2 seconds, 1 second, and they are going to let the clock run out. The officials blow the whistle because the ball is snapped just after the clock read all zeros. So we head to the second quarter with the EMCC on top, 7-6, and it will be a 4th down and 3 for Hinds down to the 26-yard line of EMCC when we return in 30 seconds. You're listening to the EMCC Radio Network. Zone touchdown. And a wide open receiver. That's Ramik Wallace, 6'2", 205 out of Shabuna, Mississippi. Played at Wayne County High School. Caught it right at the goal line. Walked on into the end zone as he had about 2 steps on his defender. And EMCC trails again. This time it's 12-7. And they're going to attempt the PAT. The hold is going to be by Hightower once again. Spencer Cole will attempt it. He's a left-footed kicker. Will await the snap back. Here's the snap back. The hold is down, and here's the kick, and it's going to angle a little bit to the right, but goes through the uprights and good, and it's 13-7 now. Hinds on top of EMCC. First play of the second quarter is a 26-yard touchdown toss by backup quarterback Eric Clark, who found his receiver Ramik Wallace in the end zone, and EMCC trails again. We'll be back in 30. This is the EMCC Football Network. kick, and it's going to be short. Goes into the hands of Rogers near side to the 16-yard line, and he's going to cut back middle of the field now, and he's going to get out across the 30 up to the 33-yard line. Brandon Rogers has to run up from the 5 and gets to the 16-yard line and fields it, brings it out across the 30, about a 15-yard return. Joseph Nuttall Jr. will make the tackle.
You know, Jason, going back to the scoring play earlier on third down, East Mississippi's just had a hard time all year long getting off the field on third down.
Yeah, that's something we've been watching tonight as my papers go flying, as a gust of wind comes through the window here in the broadcast booth from the 33-yard line. Here's the snap, all middle of the field. They're going to go to Mark over on the left side. Mark's going to get out across the 40, and he's going to be close to another first down. He's going to be short as he gets up to about the 42. The 43 is the line of scrimmage, or 33 was, so Quindarius Bivens will make the stop, so he's going to be a yard shy. Second down and 1 to go from the 43-yard line, their own 43. Trips near side. Here's the snap and screen pass here to the near side, and it's caught out across the 40 and getting up around the 43, close to the first down. I think he's going to be about a half-yard shy as Kirk Merritt on the screen pass. Making the tackle is going to be Jadarius Payne. Top 10 battle here in Raymond, Mississippi. Number 7 Hinds hosting number 5 EMCC. So it will be third down in inches now. Ball placed near hash at the 43. Lindsey Scott in the shotgun, calls for the snap. He's going to keep it himself around left side. He's going to be hit, and he is going to fall forward, though, up close to the first down. Depends on the spot, left foot, right foot, Glenn, but they're going to say he got the first down.
I think
if he had not have turned and dove back upfield, he would have been stopped shy of the first down, and it would have been a fourth down situation for EMCC.
Yeah, I think he got it there.
He did. It's a first down up near the 44-yard line. Trips, or twins either side, I should say. Ball is going to be placed towards the near hash. The snap to Scott, looking left, fires left, and it's over the intended receiver's head, Mike Williams, at the 50-yard line. It's going to bring up now second down and 10 to go from their own 44.
Going to that flat again over on that far side, but just missing his intended target. It's going to bring up second down and 10 for the Lions.
Same formation as last. Here's the snap. They give it to Mark, and Mark's going to go around left side off tackle and get up to about the 47-yard line. So it's going to be a gain of 3 on the play. So it's going to bring up now a third down and 7 situation. Jadarius Payne making another tackle here on this defensive series. 3rd and 7, ball left hash. 47-yard line. Here's the snap to Scott. Pressure coming from the right side. They get to him, but he gets away. Now throws the football out towards the sideline, left side. First down, more down the sideline. And getting to the 40 to the 39, rather, of Hinds is the EMCC receiver. And is that Drummond that made that reception, or was it Mike Williams?
I think it was Drummond. The left defensive end from Hinds is lined up off sides right there, and that's what we were all looking at. But outstanding job of Lindsey Scott finding his safety valve just before he crossed the line of scrimmage and dumping it out to Drummond, who got the first down there on third down. Big conversion right there, Jason.
The 39 of Hinds is the spot of the football. They leave it again with Mark. Comes around near side, gets inside the 40, and he's going to be hit hard, but gets down to the 35-yard line. So that's going to be a run of 4 yards for Jamori Mark.
East Mississippi doing a good job with the student bodies left and right there on that zone.
So it's going to bring up a second and medium situation, ball near hash. The snap from the Hinds 35, and it's a screen pass left side, and it's caught by Drummond. Spins free after he gets the first down, and he's between the numbers and sideline, gets inside the 25-yard line, and he's going to be down to about the 22. Another first down for Drummond. He's been pretty good over there on that left side. James Claiborne Jr. will make the tackle for the Eagles. Trips will line up near side. They're going to place the ball left hash at the 22, moving left to right. Scott with Mark flanked to his right, fakes the give to him, now fakes a pass near side. He's going to keep it himself, goes up the middle, doesn't have anything, comes to the near side, and then goes back down the middle and gets inside the 20 down to about the 18-yard line. So it's going to be a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6 now for Lindsey Scott and this offense. Isaiah Latham will knock him off his feet. Wind is blowing very briskly from the north to the south. Ball placed middle of the field at the 18 of Hinds. Scott looking left, now looks back over the middle of the field, drops back more and fires it deep over on the left side and just throws it out of bounds at the 5-yard line. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 situation from the 18 of Hinds.
Had man coverage across the board right there and had an absolute mismatch. Daniel Crowell Jr., his man fell down. He's standing in the end zone by himself, but Lindsey Scott just unable to find him before he threw it away.
Now the officials are going to call a timeout here because Hinds wants to talk about it. Hinds wants to discuss this 3rd down and 6 defensively. EMCC with the football down to the Eagle 18 seconds. There is 11:37 to go here in the second quarter. This is the EMCC Football Network. Hinds with the lead with 11:37 to go before halftime. EMCC, though, knocking on that south end zone door. They're in the red zone, down to the Eagle 18 with the 3rd and 6. Ball placed left hash as the official now walks away from the football. As it's placed down, Lindsey Scott Jr. in the shotgun. We'll have a man in motion from far side to near. That's Rogers. Will take the snap, looks to the near side. Now flushed out of the pocket to the right, and he's going to be hit but stays on his feet, and he's going to tiptoe the sideline inside the 15-yard line, and he's going to be close to a first down. Nope, they're going to say he goes out of bounds at the 13, so he's going to be a yard short. So 4th down in one situation, down to the 13. Lindsey Scott with a 5-yard run that time. And Buddy Stevens is going to keep the offense out on the field. Jamori Marks going to be the tailback, flanked to the right of Lindsey Scott. Twins either side. They snap it from the 13. Got to get to the 12 for a first down. Lindsey Scott off tackle near side. Gets inside the 10 down to about the 8. He'll have the first down. So it's a 1st and goal situation for EMCC.
Yeah, student body has been a big play, or the zone to the right or left has been absolutely huge for East Mississippi, as we saw it again. I don't know what they're pointing at. That's obvious first down.
And I believe I was going to say had some injured Eagles down there, but there was just a massive humanity that would not unpile.
Oh, they thought it was a fumble.
Oh, okay. That's why
I was going to say there's no way he's short, because he picked up about 3 yards and only needed 1. So it's going to be 1st down and goal for the Lions from the 9-yard line. And Hinds is going to call a timeout.
And Hinds has had to call 2 timeouts on this defensive series, and Larry Williams is not happy with his assistant coach, who had to call those 2 timeouts as defensive assistant. And so Larry Williams now out there talking to his offense. Back in 31st and goal at the 9 of the Eagles for EMCC. The Lions trail 13-7. This is the EMCC Football Network.
Whoa.
1st down and goal to go for EMCC, trailing by 6. They snap it from the 9. They leave it on the ground and going to the end zone. Into the end zone, Tyrell Price, touchdown. As he came around the right side, he just bowled his way, as EMCC now is going to tie this one up at 13 apiece. Pending the PAT, the Lions could take the lead right before halftime. We still got 11 minutes and 7 seconds to go. That scoreboard's hard to read. I was almost said 1 minute and 7 seconds. I'm thinking, boy, we had 10 minutes go off the clock really quickly. Tyrell Price with the 2nd rushing touchdown, for EMCC. Price with his 1st. Scott had the 1st one. The snap by Wood is back. The hold is good. The kick is good. So great job by Boykin with the hold, and the kick by Taylor Crabtree sails to the uprights, and EMCC leads it 14-13. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the kick to the Eagles. This is the EMCC Football Network. goes down to a knee, which is to Michael Harris. And it will be a touchback, and Hinds will have it at their own 25, moving right to left. Coming up at the half, it's SEC update, and it's not going to have the up-to-date update. Today it will preview Ole Miss and Arkansas, but Arkansas wins it 38-37. Arkansas with a huge come-from-behind win in the second half. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Ole Miss having a hard time holding the lead. They were up 31-7 and looking really good in the first half. Mississippi State will kick off with Texas A&M on the road at Kyle Field tonight. 6:15 is the kick time. Trips right. Here's the snap to Clark, and Clark's going to keep it on the zone read and go around the right side, and he's going to get up to about the 29-yard line. So it's going to be a gain of 4, and that'll bring up a second down and 6. And it's Cole Baker who's going to make the stop.
Second down coming up for the Eagles. The Lion defense has had a hard time on third down, as we've talked about, but this is second down. So
man in motion. That's Harris, and they're going to pitch it to Harris on the snap. Harris comes around near side, and he is going to be stopped and dragged down to the backfield at the 26-yard line. So he's going to lose 3 on the play. I thought there for a moment, I didn't get too excited on the call that they were going to call a face mask penalty, but they didn't. Eric Kitchen's going to make the tackle, but one probably should have been called.
He did a good job coming across the face of the left tackle. That was John Dale. He just beat his man right there to get to the outside, take that stretch play away, or that speed sweep, jet sweep that we call. And third down right here, big play right coming up.
3rd and 9, back to pass, pocket collapses, dumps it underneath, and it is caught by Hightower, gets out to the 30, and he's going to be drugged down to about the 33, so he's going to be 2 yards shy. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 2. Hinds is going to have to punt it away. Emmanuel Bridges with a huge stop there.
Bridges did an outstanding job as they had the shallow cross right there. There was nobody within a country mile, but as soon as they completed it, Emmanuel Bridges closed the gap and to force 4th down right there. It's going to be 4th and 3 coming up for Hinds. Back deep to receive for this punt will be Kirk Merritt with an opportunity to give East Mississippi good field position here with 9:22 to go in the first half of play, leading 14-13.
Spencer Cole's going to boot this one away. He's a 40-yard per kick average punter. Oh, it's a fake, and they snap it to the up back, and they're going to have the first down. They come around near side, 35, 40, 45, and just walking out of bounds. And they pitched it, or snapped it rather, to Jadarius Payne, who gets the first down. And EMCC will have to bring their defense back out onto the field, and pretty good field position now as Hinds gets it up to the 47-yard line, their own 47.
Yeah, just weren't quite ready for that fake. I mean, you kind of felt it coming. You could see it coming. The numbers were there as they snapped it to the up back and just had East Mississippi outnumbered on that outside.
Hinds will have the ball placed on the near hash. Clark in the shotgun will take the snap, fakes the give to Hightower, or Scott, I should say, throws it out on the right side to Harris, and Harris is going to get inside EMCC territory down to the 49, and coming up with the football are the Lions, but he was going to be down. Jaquez Akins is going to make the tackle.
Eventually, after several just grabs, you got to wrap up, and that's been a heartburn all year long. We go for the big hit and not bringing our arms with it. Had an opportunity to get him for a 3-yard loss. However, he got second down and 6 coming up as we see a penalty flag. That's going to go against Hinds. Left offensive tackle will probably be the guilty party. False start.
Yeah, that's going to be John Dale. Penalty flag's going to rest here on the near side, so backing them up 5 yards, and it'll bring up a second down and 11 situation as they back them up to now to their own 46. They were at the EMCC 49-yard line. 2nd and 11 for Clark. We haven't seen Moore since that, or Morton, I should say, rather. I beg your pardon, I called him Moore. It's Morton. But Clark's out there, not certain if this is just part of the game plan or if there's an injury situation to Thailand, but both are freshmen, those two quarterbacks. Eric Clark now the quarterback. They get on this drive, twin receivers either side. A snap from the 46, and he's flushed out of the pocket, has to step up. He's going to be hit, and he's going to be tackled back at the 45-yard line. Did he fall forward to the 46? It's going to be Everett Cunningham who's going to make the tackle, and he got back just enough to avoid the sack, so maybe even gained about a half a yard. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10 situation with trip receivers here to the near side, one to the far. Clark in the shotgun. We'll have Scott flanked to his left. We haven't seen Dallas Sims in this game at tailback. Here's the snap. They fake the give to Scott, and now it's going to be a tunnel screen near side caught, but EMCC is going to stop him at the 49-yard line. He is going to be well shy. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 8 situation for Hinds. So EMCC is going to get the ball back, and I don't think they'll be doing a fake punt here, as EMCC is not going to bite on it again. Cole Spencer will come out there to kick this one away. Kurt Merritt will return as he's banked up around the 15 with his heels there. He'll be on the near hash. Ball placed near hash, kicking from right to left. Is Spencer almost getting it, and maybe getting a piece of it is going to be EMCC's Boykin, and it's going to go out of bounds way across the way, and the officials running up the sidelines. It went out somewhere around the 44, and that's exactly where the official is going to stop, and EMCC will have it 1st down, 10 to go from their own 44-yard line. Boykin got a piece of that football.
Yeah, I think he did, too, but that...
Man, he's so quick off the edge.
He really is, but that ball went into the visiting bleachers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Trips stacked near side. One receiver to the far side. Lindsey Scott will be in the shotgun. It'll be a 4-man front for Hinds. Scott will send his tailback. Price out of the backfield in motion, and as he snaps the ball, has pressure and has to run it, and he gets to about the 48-yard line. I'm going to say his knee goes down to 47, so he's going to gain a couple on the play. Umstead Sanders will make the tackle. No, they are placing it down at the 48-yard line, so nice run that time of 4 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 6 on a busted play. Here's the snap. It's a tunnel screen near side. They get it to Merritt, but he is popped and hit hard at the 45, and that's where his forward progress is going to be stopped. What a huge, huge tackle made that time by Joseph Nuttall Jr.
Now, Kirk Merritt probably had some words for number 12, Brandon Rogers, right there, because Rogers, he's got to block that guy. That's his man. He's got to get a piece of him. He never got his head around to see him. So 3rd down and 10 coming up for East Mississippi.
Trip short side of the field near side, and bobbling the snap is Lindsey Scott. He loads up, fires it deep down the field. He's got Rogers open, but he throws it over his head, overthrowing him at the 15-yard line. So it's going to bring up now a 4th down and 9.5 situation. So now EMCC is going to have to punt it away. 5:32 to go before halftime. It's 14-13 EMCC. The Lions would have loved to have driven down the field, eaten up some clock here, and gone up by a bigger score.
It's frustrating right there. The Lions go 3 and out. Had a good opportunity for good field position, but just missing the mark.
Hightower back deep to receive his Hills on the 20. Ball near hash. Here's the snap now, and it's a sidewinder off the foot of Grayson Pontius. Is going to roll to the left inside the 10, inside the 5. It's going to go into the end zone, and EMCC now will not pin them back deep, but get them at the 20-yard line off that touchback. So Hinds will have it 1st down, 10 to go from their own 20, moving right to left. They've got some time on the clock, 5:22 to go before halftime. It's 14-13, EMCC on top. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the EMCC Football Network. Near side, it is caught, and going out across the 25, up across the 30, stepping out of bounds somewhere around the 30 is the receiver, and that's going to be DeMarcus Frazier. Marcus Frazier, a sophomore from Louisville, Mississippi. He's in EMCC territory as far as his hometown. Dwayne Pickett Jr. will make the stop, so a gain of 10, and that'll bring up a 1st down and 10 situation from the 30, ball near hash for Hinds. Here's the snap from the shotgun by Clark, and they're going to hand it off. Actually, back in there is Morton. And tailback's going to get up around the 32, and that's going to be Scott. So a gain of about 2 on the play. So 2nd down and 8, making the tackle now is going to be Tyrone Clemens. Coming up from his defensive line spot, back into the contest. Tillett Morton, 6'4", 200-pound freshman from Griffin, Georgia, as we mentioned. Haven't seen Morton since the opening drive. Morton in the shotgun, the 6'4" quarterback will hand it off to Scott after the snap. Scott comes around near side, and he is going to try to dive up to the 36-yard line as he was being tackled, just stretch the football out, getting as many yards as he can. It's going to bring up a third down situation. A third down and 4 up to the 36. Got to get to the 40-yard line for a first down. They're on their own 36, ball near hash. Scott flanked to the left of Morton. Twin receivers either side. Wide side of the field is to the right. Here's the snap. Morton, plenty of time to throw. Pump fake, now steps up in the pocket, and he's going to lose the ball, and it's going to roll inside the 25. It's picked up by Tyree Evans. He gets inside the 15-yard line, and EMCC will get him out of bounds at the 12-yard line, or excuse me, Hinds will, but I'm a little distracted by a penalty flag. I certainly hope that's not on us, but the flag is going to be around the 25. The coaches here are yelling out there was a hold, so the EMCC is about to have great field possession. It is a hold, and it is declined, and Tyree Evans is going to pick up the fumble and take it down to the 12-yard line. Lorenzo Dantzler is going to strip Morton of the football as he was coming up from behind to try to sack him, and he knocks the football out of there, and EMCC has it. They had taken it inside the 15 down to the 12-yard line. They're going to place it actually on the 13. So EMCC will have it first down, 10 to go from the Hinds 13-yard line after the fumble by Morton. Here's the snap to the shotgun in the shotgun. He's going to give it to Price to Scott. He gets down to the 10-yard line, maybe just inside the 10 at the 9. So it's going to bring up a second down situation. EMCC with a great opportunity here with 3:42, clock rolling, and go before halftime. 14-13, EMCC on top. Shotgun snap. Play action to Price, surveys the field, rolls to the near side, doesn't have anything, spins around to get away from trouble, keeps it himself, and now walks out of bounds as he gets to the 10-yard line. So maybe got the football back to the line of scrimmage. I think loses a half yard there, so it's going to bring up a third down and long situation. Third down and 7, 3:24 to go on the clock. Clock is stopped because Scott went out of bounds. 14-13, EMCC on top, but with football possession. 3rd and 7, just inside the 10-yard line of Hinds. Shotgun snap to Scott, looking left, tunnel screen left, caught. EMCC inside the 5 and going towards the goal line, and in, touchdown, EMCC. And I think that's Drummond. Ontario Drummond is going to make the touchdown reception. The 6'2" freshman from Laurel High School extends EMCC's lead to 7, 20-13, pending the PAT.
Drummond did an outstanding job right there of taking a step upfield and then coming back for the football and getting behind that wall of humanity of the offensive line there and walking into the end zone untouched.
And the snap is back. The hold is good. The kick is good off the foot of Taylor Crabtree, and EMCC leads it by 8. 21-13 with 3:05 to go before halftime. Back at 30 seconds. This is the EMCC Football Network. And over that one, and he got 1 yard basically out of it, because if he goes to a knee, the ball's going to be at the 20.
That was a hard yard after after number 11 Jacob Anderson comes in on the carry from the for the tackle from the side there and brings him down. It'll be first down and 10 from the 23-yard line, or actually 22-yard line. They're generous with their spots.
They have been generous, yeah. Hinds, ball middle of the field. Here's a shotgun snap to Morton. He's going to hand it off to Scott, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage before progress will get him to about the 23-yard line. So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 9. A couple of folks in on the tackle. Tyrone Clemens, or Marquise Griffin, I beg your pardon, makes the tackle.
Also, Lorenzo Dantzler was in on that assist there as he was able to get into action as well. 2:30 to go here in the second quarter, that is, 21-13.
Here's the snap by Morton. Has plenty of time. Throws it on his check down to Scott near side. Catches at 25-yard line. It's going to be run out of bounds around the 28. So that's going to be a gain of about 6 on the play as Dwayne Pickett Jr. will make the tackle as he runs him out of bounds. 2:15 to go here in this second quarter of play. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5. Here's the snap, ball near hash. Morton goes underneath, almost picked off, and sliding in and making the catch somehow across the 40 to 41. I thought it was incomplete. It went over the head of the intended receiver. It was the way it looked like the route was being run. EMCC almost picked it off, Glenn, and then somehow sliding in there and making the reception. Hinds Eagle, and I even missed it. They're going to say the ball's at the 40-yard line. 1st down, 10 to go. Now Hinds going quickly. And tunnel screen here near side, caught by Harris, and he's going to be hit at the 44. Clock's going to roll as he doesn't get out of bounds. So 1:39 to go to Gupshaw. And with a stop there. 1:34, 1:33, clock rolling. Hinds going hurry up here because of the time on the clock, trailing by 8, 21-13. Hinds at their own 45-yard line, moving right to left. Twins either side. The snap by Morton. Back to pass. Has to step up. He's going to be hit and dropped at the 39-yard line. Huge sack by EMCC. And coming up with a big sack is going to be Everett Cunningham. And now we have a timeout call by Hinds. It's going to be their 3rd and final timeout. They'll have a 3rd down and 10 situation. So 3rd and long with 1:13 remaining before halftime. Back in 30 seconds. This is the EMCC Football Network. .113 to go before halftime. 21-13. Hinds trails EMCC. 3rd and 10 from their own 40. Morton back to pass. Pocket collapses. Fires it over the middle, and it is deflected and almost called by Hightower at the EMCC 40. But it's incomplete. Hits his hands. It falls incomplete. Once again, it was not the intended receiver that was about to make that reception. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and 10 from their own 40. And they have to punt it away. And with 1:07 on the clock, there's plenty of time for this NASCAR offense that EMCC has. And going back deep to receive for EMCC is going to be Kirk Merritt. Cole Spencer will attempt to kick this one away from Merritt. And that line shifts now on the punt team for Hinds. They snap it back to Cole, who was standing at his own 25, and he boots it. And it's not a good kick, but it does stay away from Merritt. And will go dead at the 34-yard line as Hinds will down it there with 59 ticks on the clock before halftime. It's 21-13. EMCC has less than a minute. We'll roughly say a minute to get into the end zone. Of course, they've got plenty of time to get into field goal range. Up by 8, 21-13.
Yeah, and you've got the wind at your backs to aid in any kind of long field goal attempt that you want to try.
Trips left, wide side of the field. The snap to Scott, looking left. Pump fake, steps up, and doesn't have anything, so just throws it out of bounds over the bench of Hinds and into the cheerleaders here on the track near side. So Lindsey Scott with nothing, or nowhere to go with it, I should say, just throws it away, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 35. Their own 35, moving left to right. 6 seconds went off the clock, 53 seconds now on the clock as EMCC with offensive possession trying to score before half. The shotgun snap. Scott steps up underneath route. It is caught by Mike Williams. He gets out across the 45, and he's going to go near the 50-yard line. He's out of bounds, and that's going to be enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, great job getting underneath right there on the crossing route, and even a better job of getting out of bounds to stop the clock with 46 seconds to go.
So first down, 10 to go from midfield. Twin receivers either side. Lindsey Scott races his leg, takes the snap, looking left, goes underneath to Kurt Merritt. Merritt's going to be hit at the 49-yard line and pushed backwards. He's only going to gain a yard down to the 49 of Hinds. And there's 39 seconds on the clock, knocking him off his feet. James Claiborne Jr. with a big hit. EMCC calls the timeout. Back in 30 seconds, this is the EMCC Football Network. Catch by Merritt on the crossing route. Only gained a yard. 2nd and 9. Ball middle of the field. Trips near side. Lindsey Scott now surveying that defense with a 3-man front. Here's the snap. He rolls near side. Looking, has backside pressure. Steps up. He's just running around. He's going to keep it. Gets to the outside to the far sideline. It gets inside the 40. Has the first down and finally goes out of bounds somewhere in the neighborhood of the 33-yard line. So Lindsey Scott doing it with his legs there after things collapsed, and there's less than 30 seconds to go in this first half. They're going to place the ball down at the 33-yard line. The clock will start on the snap.
Hinds went in a prevent defense. They dropped 8 in coverage right there.
So Lindsey Scott with trips near side. Shotgun snap to him. He's looking, still surveys the middle of the field. As all day, now he's going to be hit, and he's just going to throw it away. It goes towards the sideline. Across the way, the EMCC sideline. And a couple of ticks go off the clock. It looks like there's 20 seconds remaining. And so it's going to bring up now a 2nd down and 10 situation for EMCC at the 33-yard line of Hinds.
Again, dropping 8 in coverage right there. That's where you want to check down, hit your underneath where you can get out of bounds and just get you some right there. Timeout's going to be called.
Yeah, EMCC is going to call the timeout, and with 20 seconds to go in this first half, EMCC has it at the Hinds 33-yard line. They're up 21-13. Back in 30 seconds with the remaining 20 seconds of this first half. This is the EMCC Football Network. And we're coming out of the timeout now with a 2nd down and 10 from the 33 of Hinds. A snap to Lindsey Scott. He rolls to the right, steps up. Now going to keep it himself. Goes middle of the field, down the middle of the field, inside the 25. He's going to be tackled around the 22-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first down.
10 seconds
and
left.
EMCC will have it down to the 22 of Hinds. 10 seconds left, as Glenn mentioned. 21-13, EMCC on top. Scott with a snap. Looking, right side, fires it right side, and it's almost picked off, taken away by Kurt Merritt. Merritt's got to get out of bounds, and he finally does at about the 16-yard line. And I don't know if there going to be enough time. There's a penalty flag on the field. If this is on EMCC, it's going to take you out of field goal range. It is holding on EMCC. The penalty is declined, and that's going to be the half because the clock runs out. So we stand at the half. EMCC up 21-13. EMCC gave up the lead. It was actually Devontae Scott for Hinds that got into the end zone first, a 4-yard touchdown run on their opening drive. It was 6-0 Hinds after the missed PAT. EMCC got it back. They opened up the game with the football and went 3 and out. That's when Hinds scored to make it 6-0. With 5:14 to go in the first quarter, Lindsey Scott an 8-yard touchdown run after the PAT. It was 7-6 EMCC at that point. Then it was Clark, a 26-yard touchdown toss to Wallace, making it 13-7 after the PAT, with 14:53 to go in the second quarter. With 11:07 to go in the second quarter, Price had a 9-yard touchdown run to put EMCC up on top again, 14-13 after the Crabtree point after touchdown. And then with 3:05 to go before the half, it was Drummond, a 10-yard touchdown reception from Lindsey Scott Jr., making it 21-13 after the PAT. And that's where we stand here at the half. The EMCC will lead it. We'll be back with SEC update here in just a moment. This is the EMCC Football Network.
Papa.
Sides of the ball has had some struggles in the first half. And Grayson Pontius is going to come up and kick this football from right to left. And here's the high end over and kick's going to angle to the left. And it's taken by the up back at the 10-yard line. And he's going to fair catch the ball at the 9.
Wow, that is obviously a mental mistake by Hinds. Right there,
That's
Kimbotria Mason, 6'3", 210-pound wide receiver. From Oxabee County, he fair caught the kickoff at the 10-yard line. That's not something you see every day here in the JUCO ranks.
I don't think I've ever seen it, unless it's on a sky kick. I've never seen.
Yeah, that would come down around the 35 or 40-yard line, not
exactly.
at the 10.
Yeah. Okay, so EMCC now defensively. As Hinds pinned back here, as Hinds will have the nose of the football at the 10-yard line, left hash. Morton is the quarterback. Here's the snap. He turns, he leaves it with his tailback. He goes straight up the middle, and they are tackled at the line of scrimmage. And carrying the football was Scott, so no gain. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 to go. EMCC up front defensively doing a pretty good job there. Yeah, I know it's got that big bar in his way. In the shotgun is Morton on 2nd and 10 from his own 10. Fires it left side, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver at the 14-yard line. Incomplete. He was looking for Harris. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10, and EMCC has yet to give up a yard here in this second half. And 3rd down is something we were watching early in the first quarter. EMCC struggled on 3rd down.
Struggled in first quarter, but second quarter got better at it. Only 4 of 10 converting for Hinds on 3rd down.
Well, 3rd and 10, back to pass, standing in his own goal line, fires it to Scott out left side, and a huge hit by EMCC over on the left side at the 15-yard line. Ty Williams coming up to make a huge hit on the receiver, and Scott goes down, and it's 4th down and 3 now. Spot of the football is going to be around the 17-yard line, so they're going to have to kick this football away as Spencer Cole comes out, will stand inside his own 5. Back deep to receive, Kirk Merritt. He'll back up close to his own 42-yard line. Here's the snapback and the kick. It's a high spiral kick, beautiful kick. Merritt backs up, angles near side, takes it on the run. Now spins around backwards, tries to reverse his field, and has some blocks. He's going to get the sideline down the far side. He may go inside the 40, inside the 35, inside the 30, inside the 25, inside the 20, and he's going to dive down to the 15-yard line. Kurt Merritt with a huge punt return there, and EMCC is sitting pretty now.
No penalty flags on that return. What an outstanding job by Kirk Merritt. Catching the football, not allowing it to hit and take that eagle bounce like he did earlier in the first half. But right there, he made the catch and then was just a matter of outrunning the coverage team and getting to his wall on that far sideline to set up a great opportunity here in the red zone.
Trips left. Here's the snap. They fake the give. No, they do give it to Tyrell Price. Goes around right in, and he's going to get down to about the 15-yard line, maybe the 14 after the dust settles. And EMCC with a nice run there. Gain of 6 is Ivan White Jr. will make the stop. So it's going to bring up now a 2nd down and 4. Spot of the football was the 20. Now it's going to be down to the 14. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 4 for EMCC. They're down to the Hinds 14-yard line after a great punt return by Kirk Merritt Jr. Price flank to the left of Scott. Tunnel screen near side, caught by Drummond. Drummond follows his blockers and dances around, gets inside the 10. He's going to have the first down. He gets down to about the 8-yard line. So first down and goal to go for EMCC. Making the tackle is going to be James Claiborne Jr. 12:57 clock rolling, third quarter. Trips right, one receiver near side. Ball placed on the near hash at the 8. Scott surveys that defense. Here's the snap. They're going to leave it with Tyrell Price. Comes around near side, gets inside the 5. There's a big pile. Still on his feet, and I think he gets down to the 2-yard line, maybe the 1. Glenn, you're holding up one finger. My goodness, he was hit at the 5 and just took that pile sideways and ends up going down to the 1-yard line. Claiborne makes the stop again, and they're ready to snap it. Second down and goal to go. From the 1, the snap. They leave it with Price. Cuts downfield. He's going to turn his legs, get into the end zone. Touchdown. And EMCC will stretch their lead out even more. EMCC was up by 8. Now the score is 27-13 pending the PAT.
That was an important drive right there with a great field position set up by the Kurt Merritt punt return, Jason, for the Lions to really set the tone here in the second half, offensively get the rhythm going behind the ground game of Tyrell Price doing an outstanding job with his legs as we saw him hit at the 5-yard line and just powering down to the 1 and then eventually getting into the end zone, 27-13 pending the extra point. And
the kick is up and it is no good, wide right. And that's the first miss of the year for Taylor Crabtree on an extra point. But Tyrell Price with the second touchdown of this game on the ground has 16 on the year. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the kick to the Eagles. It's 27-13. Number 5 on top of number 7 here in Raymond. Has extended EMCC's lead to 27-13 after a second touchdown run of this game. Missed PAT, though, by Taylor Crabtree, his first of the season. And Pontius is going to kick it from right to left, to Angles left, end over end. Harris takes it 5-yard line, 10 between the numbers and the hash. Tries to get to the sideline over on the far side, and he is hit hard. And all of a sudden, Ty Williams has had 2 big hits here in the second half, and EMCC has come out of the locker room fired up defensively and on special teams. They're making some huge hits out there.
Absolutely, Jason. That's what you want to see. You want to see the momentum set early in the second half, and the Lions have done that. Getting on the board after a great punt return. Special teams set up an outstanding field position, and then scoring 27-13. And now the defense has an opportunity to keep things rolling.
Spotted the football, the 18, firing it over the middle, and it is dropped by Stephen Guidry Jr. He was open at the 31-yard line. Had a bubble of white jerseys around him, but he should have caught that one. Maybe thrown slightly behind him, so incomplete. 2nd and 10 to go from the 18. Their own 18 moving from left to right. Morton in the shotgun is Scott Flink to his left with twin receivers either side of the formation. Leaves it in the belly of Scott. Goes straight up the gut in between the tackles. He's going to get out across the 20. Gain of 2, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 situation. With 11:55 to go here, third quarter, just out of the locker room, EMCC scores on their first offensive possession, which was a short one as they got the ball back at the 20-yard line, so they were in the red zone before they took their first snap of that series.
Big third down coming up.
Morton receives the football from the shotgun. Play action to Scott. Fires it left side on a skinny post, and it's caught at the 25-yard line, and he gets out across the first down marker. That Stephen Guidry makes up for the drop on the previous play, and that'll move the chains now for Hinds.
Yeah, just went man coverage right there and got him on the quick slant. And just a good throw and catch. Wasn't much you could do about that, Jason, but the Lion defense will recover right here. First down and 10 for the Eagles.
And snap, they leave it with Scott dancing around. Bust right up the middle, has a hole, and he gets out across the 40 and gets up to about the 2-yard line. He's going to be close to a first down, so a gain of about 9 on the play. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 1 for Hinds. Making the tackle is going to be Tyree Evans, who came in the tackle leader, had 70 coming in for EMCC. Twin receivers either side, 4-man front. Now for this EMCC defense. Clock at 10:47 to go, third quarter and rolling. Looking back to the near sideline is Morton in this offense. Has Scott flanked to his right. Twins either side. Scott's going to take it, tries to bounce to the outside left side, and he's going to have the first down and more as he gets near midfield. Run out of bounds at the 49, his own 49. So it's another first down. The second first down picked up on this offensive possession by Hinds. 27-13, EMCC on top. So it's first down and 10 to go from their own 49. Ball's going to be on the left hash. Twins either side once again. Scott flanked to the left this time of Morton, who receives the pass. He's looking near side, and he is going to just have to throw it out of bounds as he had inside pressure coming from Boatwright, and it's incomplete, so that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 from their own 49. 10:13 on the clock. Clock stops on the throw out of bounds. I want to remind you, coming up immediately following this game, we're going to send it to the Mississippi State Football Network. That's going to be on WFCA only. So we can't have a post-game show for you because the flagship station of EMCC football has to get to that broadcast. On the snap, rolling near side and throwing it near side, caught down at the 31-yard line of EMCC. Great throw by Morton and great reception by DeMarcus Frazier. He caught it falling on his back down to the 30, and it's another first down. The third first down of this drive for Hinds, and we're about to be under 10 minutes to play third quarter. 27-13, EMCC on top. And it looks like Hinds kind of slowing some things down a little bit on offense. They'll go with twin receivers either side. Ball resting 30-yard line near hash. Low snap, picked up, fake the give. Now pitching it on the option near side and running out of bounds inside the 30-yard line is the ball carrier. That's Rameek Wallace, who has a touchdown in this game. A touchdown through the air. He's a wide receiver. Took the option pitch for Morton.
Pitch man was the wide receiver. That's what we call the old crazy option right there. Jason, because you don't see the running back. It's the wide receiver that gets in the pitch relationship, which just seems crazy sometimes.
Down to the 26, the snap. Morton looks left, fires it left to the hash, and it's caught inside the 20-yard line, trying to back up to get free and can't. He got down to the 18-yard line as the receiver for Hinds. Wallace is going to make that reception. So it will move the chains again, the fourth first down. Jaquez Akins will knock him off his feet. Clock's about to roll inside, 9 minutes to play third quarter, beg your pardon. Here's the snap, faking the give and the option, and it's that little crazy option as you mentioned, and once again it's Wallace. Wallace goes towards the end zone. Is he in the end zone? Yes, touchdown. Boy, Wallace got lost out there over on the left sideline, and EMCC couldn't catch up with him as he scrambles in. And that's going to be a touchdown for Hinds, and that's going to be Wallace's second touchdown of this game.
That's the same play, just opposite side. Option play to the wide receiver out there, and the quarterback just flips it out there to the wide receiver, and he just runs up the sideline for the touchdown.
Snap is back, holds not placed down correctly again, but this time it goes through off the foot of Spencer Cole, and it's now 27-19. EMCC, or 20, I beg your pardon. So it's a 7-point game. EMCC will get the football when we return. So with both teams missing extra points, it kind of evens this game out as far as being down by a touchdown and a PAT. This is the EMCC Football Network. To 20, it's a 7-point game. EMCC will lead it, and they get football possession as Hinds is about to kick to them from left to right. Rogers will be back deep to receive inside the 10-yard line over on the far side. Kirk Merritt will stand with his toes on the 5-yard line. here to the near side. It's going to angle to the near side, backing up and going into the end zone, but going over his head is the football of Kirk Merritt, and it's going to roll out of the back of the end zone. So EMCC will have it first down and 10 to go from their own 25. 8:55 to go here in this third quarter. EMCC with a couple of rushing touchdowns from Tyrell Price in this game, and they also have a rushing touchdown from Scott and a touchdown pass from Scott, and that's why EMCC is up 27-20. The last touchdown by Price, the PAT was missed. Scott with the snap. He's going to give it to Mark. Mark goes off tackle around the right side, gets out across the 27-yard line, and maybe gets up to the 28. Depends on the spot of the football. After all the bodies and pile, we'll see where they spot it. Looks like it is going to be the 28, so gain of 3. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 7 situation, and Anthony Jackson will make the tackle for the Eagles. Twin receivers either side. Wide side of the field is near side. Scott raises his leg, takes the snap, fires it over the middle, caught, and it's a first down out across the 35 and getting up to the 45 and down at the 47-yard line is Kirk Merritt. And Devion Bell, is going to knock him off his feet. That was a great throw and great catch. Scott to Merritt, and it's a first down up to the 47-yard line. Their own 47, moving from right to left. Trips near side. They fake the give to Mark, and they throw it near side. Great bubble screen. Calvin Keys Jr. is going to make the reception, and he's going to be tackled at midfield. But a penalty flag comes flying in late. And Hinds has a player that's clapping. That's Emmanuel Dabney. So this is possibly going to go against EMCC here. It's going to be a holding call on EMCC.
It's going to go against Daniel Crowell Jr., a 6'2", 210-pound sophomore out of Meridian High School, guilty of the hold outside as they try to throw that bubble screen and get out on the perimeter. So that'll back them up. Repeat first down. It'll be 1st and 20.
So first down and 20 from the 38-yard line. Here's the snap. Looks like Hinds going to be off sides. Inside pressure, and now spinning to the left and coming back near side is going to be Lindsey Scott, and he's going to be bumped out of bounds at the 38, which is the line of scrimmage, but that's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Hinds as the left tackle jumped off sides a little early.
That's one of those frustrating things if you're a coach. You've got a free play right there.
That equals into nothing.
That's nothing. You go ahead and take a shot deep, even if it's incomplete or even intercepted.
It doesn't count.
It doesn't count. That's right. Take the shot deep. You had a guy running deep on the deep post right there. Give him a shot to go get it. But anyway, they'll replay first down. It's first down and 15 coming up for the Lions from the 43-yard line.
And Hinds jumps off sides again. Here's the free play you're talking about, and Lindsey Scott throws it downfield. Had an open receiver, Merritt, who slips down at the 39-yard line of Hinds. He was open in the middle of the field, but slips down as the ball sails close to him.
But you gave him a chance.
Yeah.
You gave him a chance right there.
So it's going to end up being a first down and 10 after all. So back-to-back offsides penalties on Hinds is going to negate that holding penalty on EMCC. And
now, Jason, if I'm playing offensive coordinator here, Hinds guilty of jumping off sides twice right there, the defensive line. So you can imagine right now they're going to be sitting back on their heels just a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now is a good time to hit them with that run up the middle because they're going to sit back and catch your blocks, and you can penetrate and get some good momentum up the field with your running back.
Good observation. Twin receivers either side. Ball placed middle of the field at the 48-yard line. Here's the snap. Lindsey's got plenty of time. Has backside pressure. Has to step up, and he's going to take it around the right side. Go back down middle of the field and gets inside the 40 at the far hash and down to about the 45, I should say, beg your pardon, down to the 44. He's going to be about a yard shy of the first down, so it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 1. It's kind of hard to imagine. EMCC's had snap after snap after snap, but it's been penalties on Hinds. And they had 20 yards to make up. The official spot's going to be the 45, and now we have a whistle, and it's an official's timeout. 6:54 to go third quarter.
Yeah, the white hat wants to reset the play clock, so it gives the raise the roof signal.
Yeah. 2nd down and 1, 6:45 clock rolling, 27-20 EMCC on top, and it's a carry by Mark. He goes around the right side and goes between the numbers and the sideline and gets close to a 30. The 35-yard line. It's going to have the first down and more. Jordan Anderson will make the stop for Hinds. And as you mentioned, That gave him some room around that right side. Trips near side, and it's a zone play near side, and keeping it himself is going to be Scott. He's going to get inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. 27-20 EMCC on top. Ivan White Jr. will make the tackle for Hinds, and we have an injured EMCC Lion, and the officials are now motioning for the training staff to come out for EMCC. You can't tell who that injured player is.
Lindsey Scott.
It is Lindsey Scott. And he's getting up kind of gingerly, but he got up on his own accord. Now he's talking to the trainers between the numbers and the hash, between the 30 and 35-yard line to our left, and he's shaking up pretty good. As we're going to more than likely see Tamoris Connor come in. He's over on the far sideline warming up now. And it's possible that Lindsey Scott just got his bell rung. As he's kind of wobbly as he's walking off, and he's kind of being assisted somewhat by the trainers. And we have 6:14 to go third quarter here in the capital city area of Mississippi. We're in Raymond on the campus of Hinds Community College. Gene Murphy Field at Joe Renfro Stadium. 27-20 is our score. The update from the Southeastern Conference from the earlier game. Ole Miss losing 38-37. Arkansas with a 33-yard field goal as time expires, and they did it 4 times because Ole Miss had 3 timeouts, called all 3 timeouts before the game-winning kick. And it was 21-0 into the quarter, first quarter, Georgia on top of Florida in Jacksonville. The snap to Tamoris Connor. He goes around right side, cuts downfield as he gets near the numbers, and he's going to get down to about the 31-yard line. And that's going to be Dwayne Galvin's going to make the stop for Hinds Community College. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 situation after the gain of 4, down to the 31-yard line. Ball right hash. Connor races his right leg, takes the snap, has pressure coming from the backside. He gets rid of it, caught by Drummond, 20-yard line. Still on his feet at the 15. He's pushed out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. And out there in defense for Hinds, James Claiborne Jr.
Connor did an outstanding job right there, setting in the pocket and delivering the football. Showed great patience.
Trips right. Connor takes the snap, gives it to Mark. Mark had to. He wanted to cut back behind the tackle. The tackle fell down, so he had to bounce it out to the outside more, and he got inside the 10 down to the 9.
Right here, you've got Hinds on their heels. You want to go NASCAR and speed things up, and that's what they're doing.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Here's the snap. Mark once again bounces to the outside over on the far side, slips down as he tries to make his cut to go downfield. As he got near the sideline, he's going to be inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line. Galvin will make the tackle. Once again for the Eagles, he's been on some plays here on this defensive series. We're under 5 to play third quarter. The EMCC has it 3rd down and 5 to go from the 7-yard line of Hinds. Ball middle of the field. Connor with a snap and leaves it with Tyrell Price. Goes straight up the middle, and he's not going to have the first down. He's going to be close. He's going to be short by a yard down to the 5-yard line. So it's going to bring up a 4th down. Anthony Jackson will make the tackle, and looks like Buddy Stevens is going to send the field goal unit out. So a 22-yard field goal attempt is coming up for Taylor Crabtree, who's 6 of 8 this season with a long of 39. Ball's placed squarely in the middle of the field. EMCC trying to go up by 10. It's 27-20. Wood will snap it. Boykin will hold it. Here's the snap back. The hold. Crabtree's kick is high, end over end, and it is good. It splits the uprights with 4:01 to go third quarter, and it's 30-20. EMCC on top of Hinds here in Raymond. Back in 30 seconds. This is the EMCC Football Network. It's deafening, but then we can't hear ourselves.
Oh, no, I
A 22-yard field goal by Taylor Crabtree, and with 4:01 to go in the third quarter, the Lions, as I mentioned, are up by 10 here at Gene Murphy Field at Joe Renfro Stadium. We'll give you some score updates. Vanderbilt trailing South Carolina 14-7 to start the second quarter. Florida trailing Georgia 21-0 with a minute 58 to go before halftime. Some Southeastern Conference scores, and coming up on it left side, taking it to the 15-yard line, out across the 25 and gets free, and now goes back up the middle of the field is Harris, and he gets out across the 35 up to the 40-yard line. Nice return there by Harris, as he's going to return that one some 25 yards. Justin Connor will come in and make the stop on special teams. So some nice Southeastern Conference games going on. South Carolina, Vanderbilt, is that going to be a pillow fight today?
I think it has been.
Phrase, yeah. 14-7 there with the Gamecocks on top. Commodores with football possession, though. Ball middle of the field here for Hinds at their own 40-yard line after the 25-yard kick return. Back to pass, firing it over the middle, and it is caught, and it's a first down up to, or inside, rather, Lion territory down to the 44-yard line. That's Harris. Boy, he had the 25-yard return. Now he picks up chunky yardage in the first down on the reception on the post pattern, and now it's going to be a first down, 10 to go, and Hinds is in Lion territory, facing a four-man front, trips near side, play action, and they fire it to Harris near side. He sidesteps one tackle and gets inside the 40 down to about the 38-yard line, and penalty flags fly as missed tackles are starting to rear their ugly head here again. And Buddy Stevens is an unhappy camper, and he's going to call the timeout. And we're going to take it with him. 30-20, EMCC up by 10 with 3:28 to go here in the third quarter. This is the EMCC Football Network.
Has a face mask.
In Raymond, Mississippi, at Gene Murphy Field, Joe Renfro Stadium, 30-20. EMCC on top, but Hinds threatening after the face mask penalty on EMCC. They have it at the 24, and here's the snap inside. Handoff to Scott. He bowls over a man, gets inside the 20, down to about the 16-yard line. Great between the tackles run by Scott. And that's going to bring up now a second down and 1.5 after the gain of 8.5 by the tailback Scott, who's had a bulk of the carries tonight. Devontae Scott listed as the number 2 back. He's out of Scuba, Mississippi. You know he wants to play well in this game. Morton in the shotgun will take the snap, looks near side, pump fake near side. Now a fade pattern to the end zone, overthrows everybody, back corner of the end zone, looking for Hightower, but threw it just a little high. So it's going to bring up now a 3rd down and 2. A long one. And we have some JUCO scores for you. Oklahoma Community College leading Mississippi Delta 20-0 at the half. Also, Itawamba on top of Holmes, 33-8 at the half. Here's the snap. They're going to leave it with Scott inside, handoff inside the 15, and he is going to be met by a bunch of white jerseys as he gets down to the 13-yard line. Also, other scores, you've got Pearl River Community College trailing Copiah Lincoln Community College by 14-13 in the second quarter. First quarter of action, Jones on top of Mississippi Gulf Coast 7-0. That's enough for a first down, and so it's going to be first down, 10 to go, down to the 13-yard line. Hinds will have it at the EMCC 13. Morton looks back at the near sideline, has his play. Play clock down to 20. Now 18. Here's the snap, looking left and fires it left and threw it just a little bit too high and wide of Wallace at the 5-yard line. If he catches that when he turns and walks in.
Yeah, the Lions are kind of disguised their coverage and backed off a loose man on that number 2 receiver. Hinds took advantage of it, just misfired right there. Bring up second down and 10 from the 13-yard line.
Trips left, which is the wide side of the field. Ball placed near hash at the 13 on 2nd and 10. Screen pass. They give it to Scott out of the backfield. He angles to the corner. He has the first down, but dives for the pylon. Is he in? The official is going to point him out of bounds around the 2 or 1 yard line. There's a lot of activity and traffic over there, so hard to see exactly where he's going to spot this football, but it's not good. It's a first down and goal situation. And Hinds is trying to climb back into this one, down by 10. Hinds getting everybody up to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun formation. Morton with the snap. We'll leave it to Scott. Scott goes right up the middle, and he's going to go to the goal line, and he's not going to get in. Actually, now the ball is fumbled, picked up by Hinds, and gone into the end zone for a touchdown. What a terrible occurrence for EMCC. The ball was fumbled at the goal line, then picked up by Hinds and run in. And it's now 30-26 pending the PAT.
Tailback reached out and the ball got knocked out of his hands, but John Dale, the right offensive tackle for Hinds, picked it up and carried it into the end zone for the touchdown.
Cole Spencer, the left-footed kicker, is going to put it up, and it is no good. That's his second missed PAT. And so they will trail by 4, which is a big victory there because Hinds couldn't tie it with a field goal. 30-26 is our score with 2:09 to go here in the third quarter. At least I think it says 2:09. There's 2 minutes. 2:09? I am correct. Okay. That scoreboard's been hard to read all night long. That scoreboard looks like it's been there for several years. It's faded and everything. 30-26 after the fat guy touchdown, but not on defense, on offense. Boy, it's a little hard to hear ourselves in here, too. Coaches are right next to us and very passionate about this one. It's certainly understandable. This is a top 10 matchup. You really need to win this one. You have to win this one if you want any kind of chance at a national championship. If you win the state championship, ball's going to be placed on the near hash at the 35-yard line. Back deep to receivers, Rogers and Merritt. Merritt near side, Rogers far side. Going to angle closer to Merritt. He's going to take it into the end zone, and he's going to bring it out. He's middle of the end zone, now to the 5-yard line. Angles right, 10, 15, 20. Merritt's trying to get to the far sideline. He's a track star. He is in Hinds territory, still on his feet, 40, 35, and he goes out of bounds somewhere in the neighborhood of the 35-yard line. My goodness, Kirk Merritt.
From 4 yards deep.
4 yards deep, exactly. Boy, can he turn things on a dime.
Yeah, we both were kind of looking at each other like, I can't believe he's bringing this out.
We forgot he's a track star.
And what he did, it just allowed the timing for the blockers on that far side. They had that right return set up right there, and the track star, as we said, Jason, hit that far sideline and was able to get across midfield down to the 38-yard line. Lions have a great field position right here.
Lindsey Scott's back in the game, takes the snap from the shotgun and fires it, and it's batted up into the air. And is it picked off? No, it's incomplete at the 20-yard line. Actually, it went off the intended receiver's hands and thrown up into the air as it bounces off. Now we have an injured defensive back for Hinds. Rogers was the intended receiver. And as the staff goes out to check on him, we're going to break for 30 seconds. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll have a second down and 10 to go inside the 40-yard line of Hinds for EMCC when we return. This is the EMCC Football Network. Is okay as he comes off the field. And it's going to be Mario Monte Young Jr., a freshman from Inverness, played at Gentry. He's a defensive back on this team. So it's second down and 10 to go from the 38-yard line. And Price with a nice run, cuts downfield as he gets between the sideline and the numbers, and he's going to be inside the 25, close to the 20. Jordan Anderson's going to make the stop. And the coaches here in the box yelling tempo, and that's you mentioned it earlier, EMCC, and then we got another injured Eagle. He's got his left knee down, and he's bowed over with his helmet off at the 30. But you were talking about tempo, and that's something that EMCC, when they get here inside the 35-yard line, just fast, 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 keep Hinds on their heels. So it's back-to-back plays where we've had a defender for Hinds injured on the play. And as they attend to him, once again, we'll take another 30-second timeout. We've got 1:33 to go in the third. 30-26 EMCC on top, but threatening to score as they're down to the 21. This is the EMCC Football Network. Hinds Eagle being carried off the field, and that is Sherrod, a freshman from Noxubee County. Jadaquist Sherrod is okay and off the field now, but Lindsey Scott Jr. is in threat of being sacked, and he's going to throw the football forward, and it's being called a fumble by Scott. Looked like he was trying to do like maybe a shovel pass, but he just lost the ball, and EMCC is going to pick it up, but they do lose yardage as they're inside the 25-yard line up to about the 24 now, or down to the 24. Lindsey Scott Jr. will get his offense set. Ball placed middle of the field between either side. We'll leave it. Tyrell Price goes off tackle right side and evades one tackle, another tackle. He's on his way to the end zone. 5, touchdown! Yes, touchdown, EMCC. Oh, my gosh, a 24-yard touchdown run by Tyrell Price where someone jumped on his back. He eluded them and then made it to the outside of the far sideline and just trotted into the end zone. Golly.
Tyrell Price on that outside zone run. Jason, as you said, somebody jumped on his back. That was the left defensive tackle for Hinds as he was able to get there and beat Price to the spot. However, you've got to tackle that big man, and he was unable to, as Price was able to stick his foot in the ground and get north and south and go in for the touchdown to put the Lions up 36-26.
Such upper and lower body strength. Snap back good, hold good, kick good. And so Taylor Crabtree will kick it through the uprights, and it is now a 37-26 game. EMCC on top by 11 with 51 seconds left in the third quarter. Back at 30 seconds, this is the EMCC Football Network. Third quarter, it's 37-26 EMCC on top. Tyrell Price's third touchdown run of the day, is 17th on the season. Tyrell Price has been the bell cow offensively today for EMCC as Grayson Pontius is about to kick it from right to left. Ball teed up right hash, 35-yard line. He comes up on it, kicks it, and it's a high end-over-end kick. Harris is going to take it at the 7-yard line, out across the 10, 15, 20 angles, near side, gets to the 25, still going to the near side, 35, 40. He's loose, 45, 50, and he's going to get inside EMCC territory down to the 40-yard line. Oh, my goodness gracious alive. A 53-yard return. What a return that time. Nicholas Patterson will knock him off his feet, but Harris got loose, and I tell you what, it's been kick returns, and my correction, they're going to spot it at the 39. It's been kick returns by both teams that have set up their offense in really good field position.
Yeah, it has, Jason, and that's in the JUCO ranks. That's what can get you back in a ball game is a big special teams play. It can swing the momentum at just a flip of a switch. 38
seconds left in the third quarter. Right tackle flinches, and they're going to get him. The whistle blows, and the flags fly. EMCC started pointing. It was a little late. They didn't get him when he flinched, but it was after the ball was snapped, so it's going to back up Hinds 5 more yards. They'll be at the 44-yard line of EMCC instead of the 39. 38 seconds in the third quarter. It's 37-26. First half went rather quickly. The second half has kind of slowed down a little bit. A lot more throwing and a few more touchdowns. Twins either side, ball near hash at the 44 of EMCC. Clark's in there at quarterback. Scott Flink to his right. Eric Clark, 6 foot, 177-pound freshman from Kemper, Mississippi. Great pocket, but now it collapses. He's going to be hit and sacked from behind at the 47-yard line. Eric Kitchen gets in there. My goodness, what a sack. And not only were they backed up on the penalty, but now they lose yardage on the sack back to the 47-yard line. Yeah, they're going to place it at the 46. I've been a yard off all night long. But as you said, they've been kind of generous with the Hinds spots tonight, and that is actually a fact. Trips near side, a receiver to the far. Clark will take the snap. He's back to pass. Has a great pocket, but now all of a sudden inside pressure. Fires it over to Scott left side, and Scott's going to be close to a first down. As he gets inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line, a penalty flag flies. I think it's going to be a late hit out of bounds on EMCC.
Kilo Sweeney is going to be the guilty party over there on that far sideline, hit out of bounds.
Man, they had him backed up, had Hinds rather backed up, and nice throw over there out in the flat, and it was caught by Scott, and nice run after catch too, and then of course now tackle 15 yards. So EMCC now on their heels defensively as we have just a couple of ticks left here in the third quarter. 8 seconds to be exact. Well, no, actually, I'm not reading it right. That's all zeros up on the clock. That sun is shining on it, making it really hard to read. So that's going to run out the clock here in the third quarter. We'll be back with the start of the fourth quarter, but Hinds knocking on the south or north end zone door now, trying to get back into this one even closer. It's an 11-point game, 37-26. This one has not been decided, but will be in 15 minutes. This is the EMCC Football Network.
It actually went against the manager.
Oh.
Through the elbow when the boy went out of bounds.
Oh, no. I would hate to be that manager. Number 5 on top of number 7, EMCC leading Hinds. They put 15 minutes on the scoreboard. And there's trip receivers to the right, one receiver to the near side for Hinds. They're going to put Morton back in at quarterback. Scott will be the tailback. He's going to be flanked to the left of Morton. Ball's going to be placed on the near hash down to the 14-yard line of EMCC. Here's the snap, back to pass, and he fades it towards the end zone, and diving out and making a terrific catch, touchdown, Hightower. Wow. Beautiful throw and beautiful catch, just led him a little too far, so he has to dive out and catch it at the last second, and it's now 37-32. Wow.
There was nothing you can really do right there. It's just an outstanding catch by the wide receiver from Hinds as he dove to the back of the end zone and full extension. Made an outstanding catch right there. Hinds will go for 2 right here.
So that would put them down by 3. They're down by 5 now. Man in motion, Hightower from far side to near, and they fake the toss to him, and the quarterback comes around near side and just walks into the end zone and slips down once he gets in, trying to celebrate. And Morton is going to make it a 3-point game. It is now 37-34, EMCC on top, 14:54 to go in this ball game. Back with a kick to the Lions in 30 seconds. This is the EMCC Football Network. And then a few minutes later, aided by a 15-yard penalty on the EMCC bench. And it's a score, and a fair catch called on a sky kick angling near side at the 35-yard line. And Daniel Kroll Jr. will make the fair catch, and the EMCC will have it at their own 35. And Hinds kind of learned a lesson. Both teams have been going back and forth with good kick returns, and they're like, hey, we're just going to sky it.
Yeah.
Because that and the return and the penalty aided to that touchdown throw just a moment ago by Hinds.
See how East Mississippi responds. 37-34 here early in the fourth quarter.
Four-man front snap. They hand it off, and Mark comes around near side, and he's going to be stopped at the 34. He's going to lose a yard. And making the tackle for the Eagles is going to be Curtis Williams. So a loss of one on the run by Mark, and it's now 2nd down and 11. Trips left, a receiver near side. Scott snaps it from the 34 and is going to hand it off to Mark, and he is going to be stopped again, and he is going to lose another half yard. And this sideline here on the near side is fired up, and it's 3rd down and long now for EMCC. Back-to-back runs by Mark have lost yardage. Making the tackle behind the line of scrimmage is McKee Elijah Tariq Ross. Got a passing grade. I didn't get an A on that one, but maybe a B. Twin receivers either side of the formation. The snap by Scott. All day to throw. All day. Now slides to the near side. Slides back to the left. Looking. Fires it over to the first down stick, and is caught by Mark, and they pull his hair. Trying to get him down, and he's going to drag him inside the 45 down near the 40-yard line. Great catch and run by Mark, and even greater run after his hair was pulled.
Yeah, it really was, but now they got to get to the line of scrimmage and get some rhythm going.
Yeah, Galvin will make the tackle for Hinds, and they're just slow to get up to the ball and snap it. Trips near side, wide side of the field. 13:35 to go, third quarter. Back to pass, looking, fires it far sideline, caught by EMCC down inside the 25-yard line. Drummond makes the catch down to the 24. As he goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Joseph Nuttall Jr. who will make the stop. EMCC needs to answer with a touchdown here.
Hinds' defensive line is sucking wind right here. You got to go.
Trips near side again. The snap, they leave it with Mark. Mark goes around left side, tries to get the corner, gets inside the 20. He's going to be pushed out of bounds in the neighborhood of the 17-yard line. So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and medium situation for EMCC. And the Lions, they don't need a field goal. They need to respond with a touchdown.
Yeah.
13:06 to go. 37-34. EMCC on top. Scott looks to the far sideline, gets his play. We'll have trips near side again. Ball resting on the left hash at the 17 of Hinds. Play action to Mark. They throw it on the bubble screen near side to Merritt. Merritt jumps over a pile inside the 15-yard line, and he's going to get down to the 12, and he's going to have the first down. Yes. Kirk Merritt, man, he has shown some speed. He's shown some athleticism like there. He's had a huge game this afternoon. Just doing some of the little things. First down, 10 to go from the 12 of the Eagles. Ball's going to rest on the near hash. Scott will remain in the shotgun with trips left this time. Here's the snap. He rolls it and going to keep it to the left, and now he tries to cut downfield. Has some maroon jerseys in front of him, and they're going to engulf him in. He's going to be dropped for a loss back at the 13-yard line, and maybe the 14. Yeah, they're going to spot it to the 14. So he's going to lose 2 yards, and that's going to bring up now a 2nd down in 12 situation. Spotted the football, the 14 of Hinds. EMCC up 3. 12 minutes and 7 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter. Here's the snap, looking left, firing it left. Caught 10-yard line. Mike Williams spins at the 5 and then dives down to the 2-yard line. He'll have enough for the first down. So it's first down and goal to go, EMCC.
They're going to bring in the jumbo package, or the jet package, what we call, and line up in a wildcat or wild lion formation. Tamaris Connor, though, is going to come in.
Yeah, Connor in the shotgun. They'll snap it to Connor. He'll leave it on the ground with Mark. Go straight up the middle. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, EMCC. An up-the-gut run. And he gets in from 2 yards out, and EMCC has stretched it to a 9-point game pending the PAT with 11:42 to go in the game.
That's an outstanding answer.
Yes.
Back right there by the offense of East Mississippi. Here comes the extra point. Now the defense has got to make some adjustments and slow that Hinds offense down here in this fourth quarter.
Wood will snap it. Boykin will hold it. And Crabtree will kick it. Snap back, placement down, the kick, end over end, good. And EMCC is up by 10 again. 44-34, back with a kick to the Eagles with 11:42 to go in the fourth quarter and 30 seconds. This is the EMCC football network. EMCC has stretched it back out to a 10-point game, 44-34. Lions on top. Another rushing touchdown for EMCC in this contest as Jamori Mark gets in from 2 yards out as he busted straight up the middle on the inside handoff. And after the PAT by Taylor Crabtree, it's a 10-point game. EMCC will kick it off to Hinds as Grayson Pontius has teed it up at the 35-yard line. He'll be kicking from left to right. Harris is back deep to receive. And coming up on it is Pontius, and he kicks it, and it's high, end over end. Harris backs up into the end zone. He takes it, and he goes down to his right knee. And it will be first down, 10 to go from their own 25 for Hinds. EMCC would love to get a turnover here. I mean, at that point, you get a turnover, I mean, you get into the end zone, you really start to put some pressure on Hinds. I mean, there's pressure on them as it is, down by 10 here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it puts them in a situation where they'll have to hit the panic button a little bit, and just you can pin your ears back because every down will be a passing down for them. So that's kind of what you want right there.
They've had a quarterback carousel. It's been a revolving door here in this game, and it's Morton back at quarterback, throws to Scott here near side on the screen pass, and it's caught at the 30-yard line. He gets out across the 35 up to about the 36, so it'll be enough for a first down. And now Scott is down. He's holding his left shoulder straight down here in front of us on the Hinds sideline. And I looked away after he went out of bounds, so I missed it. And did he run into a teammate? Or?
Yeah, his own player on that sideline was trying to get out of the way and kind of halfway caught him. But the way he hit, he could have dislocated his shoulder or collarbone as he's grabbing towards that arm over there.
Michael Harris, the receiver out of Vicksburg, Mississippi, is going to play tailback, and they hand it off to him. He goes behind the left guard and is going to get a yard or two up to about the 39-yard line. Spot of the football officially was the 37. So it's second down and 8 now. We'll await the snap. Trips to the right. And it's a screen pass over on the far side and hit at the 30-yard line. Oh, my goodness, Harris goes down. Boy, he got hit at the legs and went falling forward immediately. And now the young man who made the hit is
Ty Williams.
And he is injured over there on the 30-yard line. He has made hit after hit after hit here in this second half. He came out of the locker room with his hair on fire and has been lowering the boom. And at this point, he's injured, though, as he has trainers out. He's got movement, though, in his legs, and so he's okay in that aspect. His arms are moving as well, so that's something when someone comes up and makes a big hit and they're laying on their back like that, one of the big concerns is did they hurt their neck or something, and Ty Williams is okay in that aspect, so they're going to help him to his feet, and I think maybe just not certain exactly, maybe in ringing Harris's bell, got his bell rung too, but the whole team is they're all out on the field talking with Buddy Stevens. And
he played it well. I mean, it's just an outstanding read on his part to come up and hit the back out that was swinging to his side and make an outstanding play. Big third down coming up. It's third down at 16 for the Eagles.
Spotted the football, their own 30 right hash. Morton back to pass, fires it over the middle, and it is incomplete. It sails over everybody's heads, and now they're going to throw a penalty flag on EMCC. as there was a hit on the intended receiver to Marcus Frazier. And they're going to say this is going to be a personal foul. Maybe it's a targeting down to the 45-yard line. We have a little activity going on here in the press box. And we're just going to stay here in our radio booth so that we'll be okay and safe. All right, 10:33 to go in this ball game. 44-34, EMCC on top of Hinds.
Hey, just keep losing the game.
So all of a sudden, the young man is okay. DeMarcus Frazier is going to walk to the near sideline. And so the penalty is going to stand. And did they call targeting? Or was it just a unnecessary roughness call? And so all of a sudden the crowd to the near side is coming to their feet. And with 10:33 to go here in this game, all of a sudden a little bit of new life here on the near sideline, but EMCC is responding on the far side with their players and fans as well. And this game just got really spirited.
It's spirited in this press box. That's what
very
it is.
Spirited at the press box as well. We're sharing it with both coaching staffs, and we'll leave it at that. So the ball's going to be placed middle of the field. Shotgun formation. Trips near side. Here's the snap to Morton. Going to leave it with Scott. No, he's going to fake the give, and he's going to float it out in the flat near side looking for Harris. Harris was not looking for the football, though, and he sails it in front of him, and it's incomplete. Second down and 10 to go from the 45-yard line, their own 45, after the 15-yard penalty. They were at the 30 with a third down and 16. It was incomplete. EMCC thought they were going to get the ball back, but now we have a flag over on the far side of the field. So first down, 10 to go from their own 45. Well, it'll be second down, I beg your pardon. They haven't changed the down marker yet. We have a penalty flag. Buddy Stevens is getting an explanation across the way. All of a sudden, this game's kind of slowed down just a little bit. 44-34 is our score. EMCC on top with 10:29 to go. Well, it's an ineligible receiver downfield on Hinds. The penalty is declined, so it will be second down and 10 to go now. So Buddy Stevens and the EMCC coaching staff declining it. 10:29 to go in the game. Ball placed middle of the field. Trips near side. The snap to the knees to Morton. Fakes a screen pass near side. Throws it out flat near side, and it's caught. And it's a first down as he gets inside the 45 of EMCC. Making the reception for Hinds is Chris Blair, a 6'3", 198-pound receiver from Louisville, making the tackle Emmanuel Bridges. And that's going to move the chains. And so EMCC now will have to defend their side of the field with Hinds down to the 37-yard line. Ball's going to be placed on the near hash. Clock is rolling. 10:07 to go in the game. It's a 10-point game. Twins either side. The snap to Morton, and he fakes the screen pass, and the ball falls out. The ball's rolling loose. It's a fumble, and now Hinds falls on it at the 29-yard line. EMCC almost came up with it. That would have been a huge, huge, huge turnover. But nonetheless, it's still a big play because now Hinds has it with a third down and 40 at the 30.
I don't think you've got one on your play call sheet on 3rd and 40. You don't really plan on that. It's one of those things I would never. Now they're going to give them an incomplete pass. Unbelievable.
What? If anything, he threw it behind. It was a backwards pass because he was turned. Oh, my goodness. So it's going to be a third down and 10 situation. And so we've got a timeout on the field. We're going to take it with them. I'll tell you what, we'll be back in, let's make it 60 seconds. Back in 60 seconds, this is the EMCC Football Network. handoff on 2nd and 10. I thought it was 3rd down. It was 3rd down.
It was supposed to.
Yeah, they didn't put the down marker on. Again, it's 3rd and 10. So Scott goes for 2 yards down to the 36-yard line. So it's going to bring up a 4th down. Emmanuel Bridges will make the tackle.
We've had
a lot of confusion. Now, how's that? Okay. So now it's 3rd down.
3rd down and 9. Should be 3rd and 40.
Right. Trips near side, which is the short side of the field. The snap from the 36. Morton has inside pressure. He's hit, but gets away from it. And now he's running inside the 30, and he's going to have the 1st down as he gets inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. And so a defensive breakdown there on the left side, and Hinds moves the chains. It's 44-34. EMCC on top with 8:47 to go in this game. And so EMCC's defensive unit, the more they have been out there on this drive, the more energy they're going to exert as they have a 4-man front. Here's the snap, and they leave it with Harris, and Harris comes around near side. It's going to get down to about the 26-yard line. And so, make it a Scott, I beg your pardon. Duke Upshaw is going to make the tackle. So, I beg your pardon. Scott is okay and back into the game. He had an inside handoff just a moment ago.
Lions bring in a new defensive line.
Yeah, they're going to have to get some rotation there. This defense seems like it's been out on the field a while. 2nd down and 10
Hinds has kind of hit the slow-mo button themselves. Down 2 scores with less than 8 minutes to go in the ball game. The more time they chew up.
Here's a low snap at the knees, picked up by Morton. Has Holiday to throw, throws it over the middle, and it's caught inside the 10, inside the 5, and Wallace has his 3rd touchdown of this game, and it's from 26 yards out. 7:41 to go in the game, and Hinds won't go away. It's the 3rd touchdown for Wallace in this game. And so we're awaiting the Cole Baker PAT. So it's now 44-40. They're attempting to make it 44-41. The snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is good. It is 44-41 with 7:41 to go in this game. Back with a kick to the Lions. We'll see what damage the Lions can do on offense when we return. This one's getting interesting. This is the EMCC Football Network. To 41 is our score. EMCC on top, and Hinds just scored a touchdown, a 26-yard touchdown reception from Morton to Wallace. Wallace's 3rd touchdown of this game, and Cole's about to kick this football off, and it's kind of a low wobbly kick. It's going to bounce at the 5, and it's picked up by Merritt. As the angle toward the sideline comes back to the center of the field, 15, 20, 25, 30. Merritt across the 35 between the hash and the numbers over on the far side. He's going to get close to the 40-yard line. Boy, the kick returners have been something special today for both teams, and I think that time they were trying to maybe just kick it out of bounds. I don't know why they would do that, but Solomon Brooks will make the tackle. But it was the way he kicked it. It just looked like he was trying to keep it away from Merritt, but kicking it towards Merritt, if that makes any sense. 44-41 is our score. EMCC on top. I thought if Merritt let it go, it was going to roll out of bounds before it got to the end zone, but you can't risk that because what if it stalls and then you pick it up and everybody's down there to tackle you and then you're really pinned back. But EMCC has it at their own 38, left hash. In motion out of the backfield is Mark, empty set, and it's a tunnel screen near side, batted up into the air by Hinds, and getting his paw on it's big Ivan White Jr., 6'2", 240, defensive end from Port Gibson. Played at Brandon High School, and the EMCC will now have a 2nd down and 10 situation from the 38. Twin receivers here to the near side, Twins to the far. Ball left hash, the snap, and they give it to Mark, and Mark's going to be picked up by his legs, and he was pressed up against his blockers, and he was tackled, and it's a 3rd and 10. EMCC has got to get a first down. There's too much time left, 7:09 to go, and EMCC only up by 3, and both offenses have been going back and forth. It seems like if EMCC stalls, that'll give Hinds a big-time chance. Ball placed near hash. Trips left, back to pass, looking left, pocket collapses, steps up, going to keep it himself. Lindsey Scott out across the 45. He's up to midfield. He has the first down. My goodness gracious. Lindsey Scott with his legs has been huge today when plays break down, and he gets to midfield. Boy, and EMCC desperately needed that first down there.
Yeah, he did an outstanding job of making sure he got the first down and then getting out of bounds. The Lions have the football, 1st and 10 from the 50.
Ball's placed near hash, twin receivers either side. The snap to Scott. He has pressure. He's going to be hit, fumbles the football. But EMCC is, no, they don't fall back on it. They roll over near it, but they can't pick it up. And Hinds gets it and gets down to the 35-yard line. And picking it up is going to be big 58 Anthony Jackson, 6'4", 300. A sophomore from Greensboro, Alabama. And EMCC had a chance to get it and probably should have had it at the 40. And that's a huge play in this game because there's 6:23 to go. But, however, it's a short field.
Incomplete pass is what's called, Jason.
Wow.
Lions will retain the football. It'll be 2nd down.
Okay, well, hey, that's justice then. So it will be 2nd down and a long for EMCC. And the spot of the football after everything's said and done, well, it's going to be the 50-yard line. I was about to say, how could it be a sack if it's incomplete? But I was confused. But anyhow, it will be 2nd and 10 from midfield. Ooh. Straight up thought he fumbled that football. Of course, we thought the same thing for Morton earlier in this quarter. 6:23 to go in the game. 44-41, EMCC on top of ball possession. 2nd down and 10 here with twin receivers either side. Great protection this time. Now stepping up, Lindsey Scott wanting to run it, and he's going to get about 2 or 3 yards on the play. 2 down to the 48. And so LeJordan Anderson will make the stop. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 situation.
It's Tamaris Connor in at quarterback. Lindsey Scott over on the sideline.
It's been a rotating quarterback situation now for EMCC like Hinds here in the 2nd half. Connor, the quarterback of the shotgun, will have trips left, and that just basically was me not paying attention as to who was in there. And you can clearly see number 2 trotting over to the far sideline. Timeout, Hinds. We'll be back in 30. This is the EMCC Football Network. Here in this game with 5:55 to go. EMCC has a big 3rd down here, and Glenn, you'd like to think there's 2 things here. If you can convert this first down, you're on the plus side of the 50. You're down to their 48. If you get the first down, that means you're going to be inside the 40-yard line. So not only that, fresh set of downs to get more time taken off the clock, but you also get a better chance to score, which would be even bigger for EMCC because there wouldn't be much time left for Hinds. Plus, it would be extended to another 10-point lead.
You've got to keep it a 2-possession ball game. So what you've got to do.
Here's the snap, and Lindsey Scott's back in there. Tunnel screen left side, caught by Drummond. Drummond driving through traffic. He has the first down. He gets inside the 40 down to the 39. Wow, what a run by Drummond.
If he keeps coming down the tunnel, he may score right there, but he turned back outside. And not going to fuss, though. He got the first down, so that'll be something to move the chains. 5:43 and counting. Lions lead 44-41, but threat.
Claiborne with the tackle, and they snap it screen pass to Kurt Merritt near side. Merritt is going to be pushed out of bounds as he gets in the neighborhood of the 38-yard line, so he'll gain a yard. So it'll be 2nd down now, and 9 to go well, I beg your pardon, they're going to say he's going to go out of bounds somewhere around the, they're going to place
37,
it down, yeah,
38.
between the 37, 38-yard line. So he does get about a yard on the play. That down sticker over there is moving all over the place. Pump fake on the screen pass left side. They fire it on a fade pattern down the sideline. Has a man open. Caught. Touchdown. EMCC. Ontario Drummond. And he scores it from 38 yards out with 5:09 to go. And that's going to be a huge deficit now for Hinds because it's going to be a 51-41 game after this PAT is successfully made. You got to be positive and believe.
That's what you needed right there. That's where you want to keep it a 2-possession ball game. The later you get in the contest here, time's not on Hinds' side there. So you go up 51. You got an opportunity right here. Taylor Crabtree has to kick the extra point through the uprights to make it a 10-point ball game, and that's what you need.
We're going to wait the snap back. Woods snaps it, and it's botched, and it's picked up. And Grayson Pontius tries to throw it towards the end zone, and it is caught diving for the pylon. Does he get him? Yes! Oh, my goodness! Wow! Grayson Pontius completes a 2-point conversion on a botched PAT attempt. No way. And the official has 4 Hinds players all around him arguing. Wow.
No, now they're saying no good. They're saying no good.
So it is no good. So it will remain a 9-point game, 50-41. It was hard for us to tell from our angle because everything was happening on the far side of the field to our right. It was hard to see if he did get back to that pylon or not. I didn't even see who he completed it to.
I think it was number 43, Cole Baker. Who's that outside offensive lineman on the extra point field goal team.
Pontius having to throw across his body on the run, too. Couldn't square up and throw it. And Pontius now will tee it up at the 35. It's a 9-point game. EMCC on top. Still, though.
They had a penalty flag, so they'll replay the extra point. Penalty flag was offsides on the defense. So going to replay the extra point attempt.
Why did it take so long for them to signal this to both teams? Nobody knew, except for you, Glenn Beard, what was going on, unless you just noticed it at the last second. I never even saw a flag.
It was over here on this near sideline.
So it was this big bar that affects my sight lines from the right. Okay. You have to lean forward like you do in a lot of press boxes, though, and almost look out the window sometimes to see what's going on. So they're going to retry the PAT. It is 50-41 with 5:09 to go in this game. Now Buddy Stevens is getting an explanation across the way. I want to remind you that as soon as this game is over, we're going to send it back to the local stations. So down the line, we want to let you know that there will not be a post-game show today because of the flagship station for EMCC football that produces these broadcasts has to get to Mississippi State football, taking on Texas A&M tonight. 6:15 is the kick time. And I believe they've already hit the airwaves with a pregame show. Snap back, here's the kick. This one is good. So Taylor Crabtree will make it, and EMCC will be up 51-41, I beg your pardon, with 5:09 to go here in this game. Back with the kick to the Eagles in a moment. Football off here momentarily. It's 51-41, EMCC on top. As Hinds has Harris back deep to receive. Here's the kick. It's high, end over end. It's going to angle to the far side. Harris is going to take it far. Hesher fumbles it at the 2-yard line, but picks it back up. Now has nowhere to go, and he's going to be hit and dropped at the 5-yard line. So EMCC will go on defense here, defending 95 yards of turf. And with 5:02 to go in this game, it's a 10-point game, and now Hinds has its work cut out for it.
It's been a game of just momentum shifts from the opening whistle all the way to this point right there, as East Mississippi was able to get some momentum back, and then Hinds right there fumbling the kickoff, Jason, and East Mississippi coverage team runs so well, getting down there and pinning them inside the 10. I think they're going to spot it at the 6-yard line.
It will be at the 6, so 94 yards they've got to defend here. Morton will stand at his own goal line in the shotgun, receives the snap, has pressure, steps up to avoid it, fires it over the middle, throws it a little bit behind his intended receiver at the 22, and diving at the 30 and almost making an interception was Joseph Anderson, but the ball had hit the ground before he could scoop it up. And so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 situation from their own 6.
Inside of 5 minutes to go in the contest, Jason. Time is not on Hinds' side, down two scores.
Shotgun formation, the snap, they're going to hand it off. Inside handoff to Scott, and he has nowhere to go. And he is stopped for no gain. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 situation from the 6. And it is imperative that Hinds pick up this first down. If they don't, EMCC is going to start smelling victory. Would finish the season 8-1. Here's the snap. Back to pass. Morton fires it to Scott over on the right side, and they tackle him. He gets about a half yard, maybe a yard up to the 17-yard line. So it's going to bring up a 4th down, so they're going to have to kick this football away.
Big 3 and out right there by the East Mississippi defense, coming up big. Now you want to make sure you don't rough the punter. You're going to have a great field position because the punter is standing in the shadows of his own goalpost as he is 5 or 6 yards deep in his own end zone.
Cole Spencer will kick this one away. And EMCC doesn't have anybody back to return this one. Here's the kick, and it's a high spiral punt that's going to bounce at the 43, and it's going to take a Hinds bounce all the way back to the 46. So EMCC will have it at their own 46-yard line. Moving from left to right. 3:40 to go in this game, and they're up 10, 51-41. EMCC will be on the air next weekend, and it will follow the completion of the Mississippi State UMass football game. Mississippi State and UMass kick off at 11 a.m., and just want to let you guys know down the line to the other stations that we will pick that one up as soon as we can, as soon as there's a final score with Mississippi State and UMass. And Jamari Mark squirts straight up the middle and has plenty of daylight. He'll have a first down as he gets inside the 40 down to about the 37-yard line of Hinds. Jamari Mark with a great inside run. He's got some wheels, doesn't he, Glenn?
He does. He was able to get inside on that inside zone play and hit the crease and the X button and accelerate across the midfield down to the 37-yard line. First down and 10 for the Lions in between the hashes.
Single receiver either side. Here's the snap. They'll leave it with Mark. Mark goes around the left side, and he is going to be hit and stopped at the 40-yard line. So he's going to lose about 3 yards on the play, and a penalty flag flies, and this might be holding on EMCC.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jason, on that left side. Just a little too much jersey as they were trying to get on that outside edge. More importantly, though, Mark stays in bounds, so when they do spot the ball, the clock should start back.
Yeah, 2:57 to go, 51-41. EMCC on top. This game was 21-13 at the half and has been a score fest here in the second half. So after the penalty yards, it's going to go back to the 50. So EMCC has to get 23 yards to pick up a first down. And it is first down, though, so they'll have a couple of tries at it. A couple of substitutions now here for Hinds. And the officials were discussing something, not certain what the delay is here. Now they're going to huddle up, a couple of them at midfield, right around the football at the line of scrimmage. It's all 4 officials now. I want to remind you that Mississippi State takes on Texas A&M at 6:15 tonight. Because of that, we're not going to have a post-game show. Ole Miss with a 38-37 loss. I think they were just discussing exactly where the hold took place. So they've moved the ball up 5 yards for EMCC down to the 45-yard line. So Ole Miss with a tough loss to Arkansas. So it's going to be, instead of first down and 23, first and 17. Well, now that, what are they doing?
Split the difference.
Okay. So now they've moved it to the 47.
Morris Connor in at quarterback and 2 tight ends in the ball game.
Connor races his right leg. Here's the snap. They leave it with Mark. Mark tries to bounce behind right guard. It's going to get inside the 45 down to about the 43-yard line with 2:22 to go. And now we have a little bit of extra skirmishing going on out there after the play, and no penalty flags, though. The officials get control of the situation pretty quickly. Now we have a timeout call by Hinds, so we'll break with them back at 30. This is the EMCC Football Network. To 41 is our score. EMCC is on top here at Gene Murphy Field at Joe Renfro Stadium. Next week, once again, the broadcast will be on the EMCC Football Network, and it depends on the stations down the line what college team they're broadcasting, whether it be State or Ole Miss, depending on whether they'll pick up the broadcast. WFCA will have it, should have it around kickoff at 2 p.m. Same formation as last. Football down to the 44-yard line on second down. Here's the snap. They're going to leave it with Price, bust straight up the middle, and it gets down to the 30-yard line near hash, and he's going to be just shy of the first down. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3 situation with 2:15 to go in this game. EMCC up 10. Get a first down here. This game's over.
Hinds called another timeout. That's going to be the final one of the day for Hinds.
Back in 30 to Raymond. This is the EMCC Football Network. In this football game, EMCC in control and up 10, and they have a 3rd down and 3 from the 30 of Hinds. EMCC's offense now breaks huddle after the timeout by the Hinds defense. Connor in at quarterback. We'll have Price flanked to his left, a single receiver either side. The snap, they leave it with Price. Tries to bounce it to the outside near side. Gets inside the 25, inside the 20, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds somewhere in the neighborhood of the 17-yard line. Bobbled the football a little bit there, a little scary there at the end, and it's going to be a first down to EMCC. And boy, are they set now with 2:07 to go. It's a 10-point lead, and not only are you about to chew up more clock, but you have a chance now to tack on points.
They say he stayed inbounds, so that the clock is going to roll inside of 2 minutes.
Thought he clearly went out of bounds, but Connor will be in the shotgun. Price now flanked to his right. Single receiver either side, the double tight end set as you mentioned earlier. We'll wait the snap, here it is, and they're going to hand it off to Price. Cuts downfield, gets inside the 15. And he's going to be down around the 13-yard line after the whistle blows. So 132, 130. Clock continues to roll. 51-41. And it's going to be second down now and 6 after the 4-yard gain. Clock continues to roll. EMCC obviously in no hurry to snap the football. They've got 10 to do so. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. And now they go into victory formation, and Connor up under center will take the snap, go to his left knee. 57, 55, 54, clock rolling. EMCC will have to snap it one more time, and that will be all. So it's third down. So with 40 seconds left, there's a third down situation coming up for EMCC. About to be under 30 seconds remaining in this game. Connor goes up under center, will take the snap, and on third down, take another left knee, and that's going to do it. 20 seconds remain, and EMCC is going to celebrate and finish the season with a record of 8-1 as they head to the playoffs next week to face Jones in the first round. So the regular season of 2017 is over. Glenn, just your thoughts on today's game and how EMCC just continued to fight adversity and led the majority of this game.
Well, we wondered how they would answer back from the loss from Northwest. Can't really count last week. Now we see battle-tested, focused, and that was they were all business all day long. The backs were against the wall there in the second half as the defense had a hard time stopping the offense of Hinds. But the offense of East Mississippi never let up and was able to keep them ahead, and then the defense stepped up here towards the end of the ball game to keep it a two-possession ball game to preserve the win.
Final score 51-41, number 5 EMCC with a win over number 7 Hinds. We are going to bid you a good afternoon as we're about to send the broadcast to College Station, Texas on WFCA. The other stations down the line obviously will go back to their regular scheduled programming. Want to say goodbye. Want to thank Caleb Smith back at the studio. Also want to thank Glenn Beard, our color analyst Scott Walters for spotting for us. I'm Jason Crowder saying join us next week as EMCC takes on Jones on the road in Ellisville. Final score 1, EMCC with the win.